Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, today the League of Ordinary Gentlemen proudly bring to you the Fantasy Football 5. Introducing Trigger Michael Smith.
Different order.
Coach, Jake Ruth.
This is awkward.
The producer, Quick Wit, Slow Feet, Bryan Robertson.
There you go.
And the birthday boy. Balls to the wall, Rob. And
a new nickname.
And JT the commish.
Scribe.
Yeah. Now I know y'all can't see this, gentlemen, but we have rearranged things here at the Fantasy Football 5.
We might be on camera before long.
Ooh.
I don't know.
My
My contract has nothing about being filmed in it.
I have reservations about this.
Candid or otherwise.
You just said we had to blur your face out.
Or dude, Roger Moore.
Ladies and gentlemen.
But Ryan,
Hey everybody.
But Ryan, he is controlling the computer. He is.
Hey guys.
He's the producer.
He's the producer. He is the producer. I've been demoted to scribe, yet still hosting. So we'll see how this goes.
Sure.
All right, where we start?
Scribe.
That's your job.
You're a scribe.
All right, let's go to our week 1 review with Jake v. Jordan.
All right.
Jordon won.
How's it feel? Because Jordan is, whether you like it or not, Jordan has turned out to be your rival over the past few years, especially in the regular season, Jake.
I think me and him both were pretty disappointed with a couple of performances. The one that probably shocked a lot of us at the table
Shocked the world.
early was Joe Burrow. I think that dude was like -7 at one point.
Threw a pick in the first throw.
I think he threw 3 picks in the first half. One of them was a pick 6.
Mm-hmm.
He was real slow to start. You know, his running backs were a little bit of a disappointment maybe to him, 7.8, 9.2, especially with his first round pick, Austin Eckler, kind of off to a slow start. But one thing that he did draft on that has been a strategy that has grown lately is the double tight ends, and one of those tight ends had a great week 1, Travis Kelce, 22.1. So
Jordan's got another strategy we'll talk to when we get into week 2 preview that he's trying out this year. We'll talk about it. It's unique. It's a bold strategy.
This is called a tease.
Hey, that's what I usually say. Let's call the biz.
So our final between Jordan and Jake, you had 115 held to the Commanders versus 113 of turd sandwiches.
Jake, if you'd have gotten a double-digit performance out of any running back, I think you win.
All I needed was 2 points.
that is true.
All you needed was Cam Akers to just
Or if Cam Akers just
score.
got
He just scored 3 points and it was
3. I didn't think that was too much. to ask.
We didn't want to talk about Zeke, but we just
Cam Akers really did let you down, though. Having a 0 in the lineup, that's tough to come back from. You had points on the bench. You had a lot of points on the bench. You had 21 points on the bench.
Yeah, I sent that to Brian, and I was like really regretting my decision not to play Kareem Hunt, which I've always been interested in years past because you've drafted Kareem Hunt as an RB2/flex play,
Yeah.
even though he's not the guy. He was the guy inside the 50.
Yeah.
He got a lot of opportunities when it was scoring time.
He's a red zone.
Because you don't know what he's actually going to do. Does
Right.
he run downhill
And
between
he's
tackles or does
versatile.
he catch it?
when Chubb's on the field, he's running the ball. He's not catching a ton.
Right.
That's a
Yeah.
nice spin on it.
The other one that I was very intrigued by going into the year was Christian Kirk, just because they paid him to come be the wide receiver 1, but we know how that was last year. That offense wasn't like it was valuable. He had over 10 targets, I believe.
12.
Good guy.
Yeah, 12, 6 of 12, and still had 117. So end zone or a couple more catches out of 12 targets, only had 6. It's 50%. Yes, I'm good at math.
Math teacher.
I think that would have equaled even bigger output from him. And then losing Keenan in the second, that kind of hurt me too, because he was off to a good start, and then he goes out. I think Ryan said like 2 or 3 minutes into the second quarter.
Yep.
That's what happened. Jake, I'm just going to shoot you straight, man. You beat yourself. Jordan didn't beat you.
Quit blaming yourself.
Jake beat you.
Jake beat you.
Way to go, Jake.
You won and
I'm
lost.
not saying Jordan wouldn't beat you.
Yeah, I'm not
I've
saying
been friends for a while.
Jordan did have some points on the bench too, but I don't think that any of those were none of those were going in a starting lineup. Maybe Gibson, maybe over Josh Jacobs.
I actually wanted to say that on the podcast last week, but I didn't want him to do it. So
What's that?
I would have put Gibson in over because he's the only running back there, and I did not know what was coming from Josh Jacobs. I think he's been on a downward.
Everybody knows.
Yeah.
Josh Jacobs actually did had a better year than it seemed like last year.
It's
He missed
ugly,
a couple
but he
games.
gets it done.
Yeah,
Yeah,
but
it's
he
ugly.
ends up getting some
Oh,
stats. He caught what? I think 50 passes
A lot of
last
times,
year.
if you watch him play,
Okay.
it's like, all right, he's not that effective. But you look at the box score, like, hey, he had a pretty good game.
Yeah.
How about James Robinson? You know, we talked about coming back from the Achilles injury with Cam Akers. James is doing the same thing.
He looked good. Yeah, he looked
They
good.
always want to replace this dude. Like every year, it's like, all right,
you can't
we're
replace the James Robertson. You know?
His real name's James Robertson.
My
That's
face
what he
name
was
Ryan
getting at.
Robertson.
That's what he
It didn't sound good, but that's what he was getting at.
Can I ask you a question?
Probably.
How long have you been riding on each other?
Pretty good while.
Yeah, pretty good.
Elementary school.
Yeah.
We both went.
Did you just now find out his name was James?
No, I knew that.
Okay.
I knew
It was just he
was-
fumbled. He fumbled.
That's
Other
what I
people on
wanted.
the pod might not know
It was
this,
for
so
the
we have to
audience.
share-
It's true. Everybody might not know that.
Yep.
Give a shit about them.
All right, so that takes turd sandwiches to 0-1 and takes hell to the Commanders.
There is still a red
Thank you
dot,
for
yellow
changing
dot.
the team name to get rid
He's
of
got
the
red dot,
emojis.
yellow dot still.
I
I
know.
Red
can't
dot,
see it.
yellow dot, and
I can't
feathers.
see it. I can't see it.
Yep.
You've got a
Featherback.
cell phone right in front of you. That's what everybody else does.
Look. Oh, so when you sit in that seat, you're an
You get the boss
asshole.
around.
Okay, that's the asshole seat.
Well, no, that one worked pretty good. That one pretty much, yeah, that one pretty, yeah. It's every single one.
Where-
of
I
them.
don't
Michael's the only one here that's not.
I don't see no dots and flags and feathers.
Why are you yelling?
Sorry, I don't know. I really don't though. All right,
Add
so
the dots and flags and feathers back.
all right, so matchup number 2, Michael v. Tyler. See, I gotta get it pulled up.
Well, see, you
That was
built
a-
it up really big.
Yeah,
and
you
now
built it
there's-
up. That was
I know,
great
now I got
action.
it.
That was just it was
Yeah, I got
letting
it.
down all around.
I
Can
can't
I start on this, Michael?
go ahead.
You
You're going
Yeah.
to need to.
Disappointments at the quarterback position?
Yes.
Because you were the one last week saying Trey Lance was.
2018 Lamar
2019
Jackson.
Lamar, and I'm still.
Now,
I'm still
you gotta stay with it.
2018 Lamar.
There were conditions limiting that
Yes.
performance. They literally played in a river.
A monsoon.
Yes.
They
Like-
push broom and
Hey,
stand
I've never seen that on grass.
That
Like,
Guilford
seen it,
game
I've seen it.
where the
Baseball.
dude punted and it went down the river
Yeah.
for like 80 yards.
That's what it reminded me of.
That game. Everybody knows. Everybody listening, you know what I'm talking about, right?
Yeah, that game.
The
Guilford
Guilford
College
College
game.
game. Guilford
Yeah.
College.
Oh, what a
Yeah,
game.
say
You guys know.
Y'all stayed the whole game for that.
Of course we
We
did.
did.
We were there all the time. Good
Yeah.
catching that. Fourth. Second half.
Yes.
That's good. All right, so let's see. Leading scorer here, we had DeAndre Swift. DeAndre Swift, early. That was your first round pick, correct?
Yes.
Yeah, that's,
And he looked like every bit of a first round pick.
The crazy thing was, if Jamal Williams hadn't stole 2 touchdowns, he was
they
on
would've went
pace
to a
for a
long
40
run.
point.
Yeah.
For a 40-point game.
that's the one thing about Campbell is he loves him some Williams.
Yes.
Thank
Hard
you.
knocks told you.
Yes.
Sure. Sure.
I didn't watch Hard Knocks.
He always was like the one that broke down the huddles.
Like
and,
the third day of training camp, he gives like this speech where he starts crying.
yeah,
Like about last year losing. He doesn't like losing. I'm like, save that for like coming into the playoffs. Don't do it.
Yeah, not now.
Don't do it now. You're wasting it.
Too soon. Too soon.
Oh, Bron's funny. Javonte Williams looked really good too. They should have gave him the ball more.
They
I mean,
did.
if he's going to get
had
12
11
targets a
catches.
game.
Dude, I'm talking about on the ground. Sorry, I'm talking about on the ground.
if he didn't fumble on the goal line,
I
he
know,
would've
dude. He only had
as well.
7 rush attempts. I do know. Yeah, he had 11
Yeah,
catches.
give
no
it to
doubt.
the other
That's-
running back that fumbles on the goal line.
Yeah, I know.
Both of them did it. From the one.
I know.
Crazy thing, he was the
Marshawn Lynch
running,
curse.
not the pass catching one at Carolina.
Yeah.
Michael Carter took all the catches.
The old switcheroo.
But that's your
Shows-
first. That's your first
I like
2-round picks right there, right?
Yeah.
Didn't take Javonte in the second.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
did.
And that was your leading scores outside of Gabe Davis with 16.
That's your 9th round pick, wasn't it?
Who'd you take in 6?
Sixth round pick. Sixth round pick. Let's just go through Michael's
I
draft.
think sorry, I didn't say so. You see here.
What was Jake's 6th round pick?
Zeke.
Oh, so it's just Michael. You know Michael top to fucking bottom.
Well, because Michael, again, I didn't see Swift going in the first in mocks.
You should have been looking at the board.
I didn't see Javonte going like that early in the second in mocks.
It's Michael.
I know. And
It's-
look, he
it's-
said
it's
last week he'll
pointless
mess up a
to-
mock, and you're right.
Michael
you will.
does
But
not
you,
equal
you get
mocks.
the guys you want, and that's what matters. Because
Yeah.
ADP means absolutely nothing once week 1 starts.
No.
It means nothing. Huh?
Down with it?
Then what? ADP?
Yeah.
No, I'm not. Because it means nothing once the season starts.
You know
Absolutely nothing.
Best
that
player in
good
the
call?
matchup was on the other
Would
side,
you?
though.
Yes.
Dak
Justin
Prescott?
Jefferson.
He's really good.
Yeah, can we talk about
That
that for a
man's
second?
going to be tough to guard.
Yes.
Especially when you don't put anybody on him.
When you
and
don't
you just let him
run
run across the middle of the field wide open.
He was wide open way
Well,
too
they
much.
started
for
Wide
talking
open.
about that the Rams OC from last year is now the head coach in Minnesota, and that basically Justin Jefferson has taken the Cooper Kupp role within that
Yep.
offense. And I started thinking about last year. It's like, how did Cooper Kupp always just get wide open down the field? It's like they put him in motion, and then they lose track of who actually had responsibility, and then he'd run a crossing route back to the side he initially started on, and he's wide open.
Do I carry him across the field? Do I pass him
Yes.
off? Well, if I'm going to pass him off, I got to talk to the other corner. Well, we'll just let him figure it out. Justin Jefferson's
Who said that?
That's the defense.
Jair Alexander. Ooh, well, no, I'm not supposed to name the corners. Okay, nice talking to you.
Yeah, for Tyler, he got a third of his points from
Yeah.
Justin Jefferson.
Yes. Yes.
Have one other
It was
player,
Baltimore.
I guess, if you want to call it that. Yeah, Baltimore's defense of 15, which is
11
solid.
of them.
Left Judy on the
I
bench.
appreciate
with
him
18.
taking Judy out of his lineup. I really do appreciate
call,
Because
Tyler.
that was his flex play until he put Damian Pearson there.
Which
We
we
got
told him not to.
out-touched by Rex.
Hey,
Burke,
you
yeah,
told him not to.
Burke,
I told him not to.
I said
And he's
don't
got a good defense. And it didn't matter that they had a good defense just because he didn't get the ball.
Does that change the views on Damian Pierce? The fact that he was outperformed by Rex Burkhead week
I
one?
still think it's rookie running backs week 1. It
But-
takes a while for them to kind of get moved into the offense of sorts.
And I think just where he took him to, he's gonna have higher expectations than what he got.
Yeah, the thing is, I think
Sixth
David
round pick.
Pierce is going to be the best running back
Yeah.
on that team, but I don't think it's a 5th or 6th round pick. for
Yeah.
it. Like
Not that
there
good.
are a lot of other players
Unless you're
around
playing
that area.
like he'll win me a championship because he'll be the
Yeah, he could turn into freaking
Yeah.
Rashad Penny.
But who?
They
didn't
didn't bring
seem
up
to-
But nobody
I
drafted.
like those
nobody
guys.
drafted Rashad Penny. That's usually a waiver wire ad. that
Yeah.
comes
I
in.
drafted.
This year,
Last year.
I don't give a damn about last year. You want to talk about last year? You can go back and listen to the podcast. from
Well,
last
there
year.
hasn't been a
This year.
championship yet this year.
Well, there will be. You guys keep listening to the podcast. You'll find out who's in it.
Tyler took a big hit.
Fair
with
enough.
That going down and
Fair
the
enough.
impact that'll have on CD.
because he traded for Dak.
Yes, he did.
That was a great trade. That trade.
You want Dak back?
Delusion.
Do you want Dak
Trying to
back?
stack Jake's team.
Yeah, buddy. I'm watching you. Pal 2.0 over
He
there.
lost his quarterback and upgraded, but we'll talk about that in the waiver wire.
Okay.
Ooh.
Did we write that
Is that
down?
T?
I don't think so.
We don't have to
It was just a pickup, but we'll talk about
Oh,
it.
okay, okay.
Because it has an
Okay,
impact.
okay, because I only write down Fab now that I'm scribe. All right, well,
We be steady, right?
that takes
All right, let's go.
the Godwins to 0-1
Ooh.
and 50 Shades of Trey
Hey.
to 1-0.
You gotta say that in a sultry voice.
I don't know what sultry means.
Yeah, you do. Oh, you do. Hey,
That's sultry. That's sultry, ladies and gentlemen. That's sultry.
That's what that call set up.
And that's a word.
And a golf clap.
All right, matchup
Happy birthday,
3.
boy.
Happy birthday.
Matchup 3, JT versus Andrew.
JT versus what was his team name? Schuster and the Juju's?
Before or after?
Yes, both.
Okay. Suju Schuster.
What?
That was it. That
Don't
was the
you
original.
talk about her that way?
Huh? See? That's
This
what we
guy
call a
gets it.
setup.
We're just playing ping pong here, boys.
Y'all do your thing.
Step in anytime.
All right, so we had
Birthday.
Smith,
Birthday.
Schuster, and the Jujus with 93, and the Cult of Personality with 139.
Ooh. That's fancy.
I'm really disappointed you left Miles Sanders on the bench.
I am
I've
too,
been waiting
man.
all week to tell you.
You
that.
know,
I was
I
gonna text you, but I was like, no, I'm gonna say the person.
know. I thought all week. I said, Michael told me to start
I
Miles
told you he was
Sanders.
gonna score his first
and I'm
touchdown.
stupid because I left him
No,
on the
you're not
bench.
stupid.
Let him off the hook.
2 guys on your team
More than
impress me the most.
Okay, let's hear him. 'cause
And
I think I know the two.
well,
Cooper
go,
Kupp.
Go ahead.
I think the two are Saquon
Yes.
and Michael Thomas.
Yes. One hasn't played football in 2 years, right? Michael
And
Thomas.
the other one hasn't played
Yeah.
football in.
Well, hasn't been very productive
Right.
in the
Right.
high
Am
school.
I right? Am I right? I'm with you. I'm with
I'd
you.
be willing to bet that got Saquon's highest fantasy output in over 2 seasons.
Probably since his rookie year.
Yeah.
I don't know how
Maybe,
long it's
yeah.
been.
And I mean, I didn't think Tennessee was like an easy opponent for him to go out and get 30 against. Like I thought that was a really good performance by him, especially considering head coach came from Buffalo and they didn't really utilize a running game there that
No.
much. Not with a
They didn't
running
have
back.
anybody
Well,
like
that's
that.
also true, but I mean, Barkley looked good, and Michael
yeah.
Thomas gobbled up targets, especially in the red zone. That's where it matters.
They went 1-on-1 with him in the
Yes.
red zone, and he just absolutely
He still gets separation.
yeah, made the corners look dumb on
You
both
talking about
of us.
Thomas?
Yes.
Hey, the man runs a slant route better than anybody I've ever seen.
I was
Slant out,
surprised.
he wins on 2 routes. Slant out. So if you
Slant.
bite on the
And-
slant, he goes out. You bite on the out, he goes slant.
At 12:51, Yahoo put out an update on Michael Thomas.
What
Said
did it
he
say?
may see 20 to 30 snaps.
I saw that.
And I didn't see it until after the game started. I'm like, oh shit. And
Well,
he didn't have a catch until
I don't think he
after
had a
halftime.
ton. He might not have much more than that. He was just effective.
Yeah,
when
he's
he
been
was on the
effective.
field.
Yeah, he
All the
was.
snaps.
He was effective. He didn't see a lot of snaps.
Five out of 8 catches, or 5 for 8, 57, and 2 touches. Sorry.
Without the touchdowns, obviously it's kind of a mediocre performance. But with 2 touchdowns, it looks a lot better for sure.
You want the guy who gets red zone.
Oh, I do. Want
Yeah, and he looked healthy.
And
he
now,
looked healthy.
time for Jake's favorite segment of Fantasy Podcast.
We're talking about Kyle Pitts.
I was
going to.
Here we go.
This is why I drafted him.
Why we had a
Did
fun
you not know about that segment?
I didn't know we had a segment for Kyle Pitts.
Yeah.
We got 2 segments.
He's overrated as shit.
Well,
week 1.
he's got he's got
Yeah.
Kyle Pitts. He's got Tua.
Look,
I've got T.J. Hawkins as the best tight end in football. even
You
though
got
the
Terrence
numbers
Marshall,
don't
a
back
Hall
up.
of Famer.
He is. But here's the thing.
He is.
Kyle Pitts will have great weeks, and everybody will be like, oh, but this is it. This is where Kyle Pitts is. And then he'll just go back downhill. It's like, well, Kyle Pitts is over. And then he'll go back up. It's just going to be this roller coaster ride of Kyle Pitts.
Is there
Until
any
he gets out of
loop-de-loops
Atlanta.
in this roller
There
coaster?
might be.
Okay.
But he's in Atlanta. Until he gets out of Atlanta, he's not going to be
You
worth
just
it.
got to put your hands in the air. The
What?
air.
Did you say Urban Meyer's plan? What are we
You
talking
just
about?
got to
over
put
here?
your hands in the air and enjoy the ride, big guy.
Do you wave him?
Like in Fledville.
Am I the only one that heard him say you put your hands in the rear?
That's what I thought I heard.
He
too. I was like,
said that.
Yeah,
He didn't,
I
I
was-
didn't think you heard it.
I just said that Urban Meyer's coach, and then nobody's on
Yeah, I didn't get it.
We just
Oh,
let
yeah.
it go.
Well, see, Urban Meyer was at a club with a young lady, and she was dancing up on him. He had his hands on her ass. That
know
was right
what?
after they lost.
Do you know the most impressive thing about Andrew's team?
He had
Oh.
2 guys get 0, but still scored
Well, look on
93.
his bench. He had
He
3
doesn't have
players.
players.
He had 3 players that were active and had 0 points.
That is impressive. Not in a good way.
No.
Oh,
Now,
that's a down
Wow.
moment.
wow.
Yeah, I mean, Andrew, he was led by Kyler Murray with 24, right under his projection, pretty much canceled out Jalen Hurts. Just
Jalen Hurts looks so daggone good, though.
He does.
James Conner had
It works
14.
Wait.
He had like decent
Yeah,
days from a couple
Yeah,
guys.
yeah.
Like, I mean, Hollywood gets him 12. James Conner gets him 14. But, I mean,
I mean, he said after the draft, I draft a lot of boomer bust guys.
Yeah.
And when you draft a boomer bust team, you're going to have some
Yeah,
some
you have
30s and some 1s and 2s, and
yeah.
as of this one, 0s. But
Technically,
that's-
Ryan's on ones and twos.
Devontae Smith
Mike check
disappointed
1,
me.
2.
How many targets did he see?
I
I
don't,
don't
know
think
if
he's
he got
seen
any.
any.
I think AJ Brown.
Four
covered
saw
targets.
four
Four
targets.
targets? Okay.
But, oh, yeah, AJ
AJ
Brown
Brown
sucked
has
up all the
killed
targets.
Devonta Smith.
The only thing that might be good is that
A.J.
AJ Brown
Brown's
misses
hurt.
time. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's like a Keenan Allen idea. Like
Sure.
he's gonna miss at least 2 or 3 weeks. It's usually nothing too major, but he
Or you
hurts
just,
an ankle or has a hamstring that's tight. Like
or if defenses start shading
Shading
so
his
much over to AJ that Smith's wide open.
I want to ask
Good.
a
But do you
question.
still force feed it like Stafford used to do to Calvin Johnson?
Or
Where
you
he had
just
2 corners lined
he-
up outside on him.
Ignoring quarterbacks,
Always
college teammates,
They're
which
pricks.
one do you take? DK or
AJ Brown.
DK
A.J.
and AJ Brown.
Where'd they go to
what
college?
About Treadwell?
Alabama.
Ole Miss?
Ole Miss.
SEC.
Close.
Trying that dude, same conference,
Yeah.
which is
It won't-
SEC.
Damn,
Yeah,
boy.
Let me be.
I think I'm gonna go AJ Brown.
I
I think
like
I
his
go
route
with
running
that.
better.
And I think he's more
DK's
explosive
the-
with the ball in his hands. Where DK is a beast. I mean,
He's better in straight line.
Yeah.
Like, even on the slant, once he gets
Straight
going
line, he goes.
on that straight line and catches it, it's tough to catch him. But route running, wiggle with the ball, AJ wins.
yeah, I think that's what's AJ Brown is the name.
I'm glad we still are able to keep
Oh yeah, we'll still
keeping
keep
on.
talking. I was the only one that answered your question. He's okay. I
Because none of us gave a fuck.
I said AJ as soon as you asked it.
Neither
It's my
of them.
birthday.
Also,
Birthday!
neither of
Listen,
them.
boys,
33
33.
really turned you into
You thought I was an asshole before.
Yes.
Yes.
That wasn't the question.
No,
Okay.
it's still, it's going to get worse.
So you still have an asshole.
Holy
All right, so that takes Cole personality to 1-0 for the first time in about 4
Good job,
years.
JT.
And Andrew Smith Schuster and the Jujus to 0-1.
Road to the playoffs starts in week 1. You're coming back, buddy.
Thank you.
It's your year.
Thank you.
I hope he didn't put a curse on you right there.
He did.
I picked him to go to the Final Four last
He
week.
did. I remember that. Fourth
He's in
matchup.
Indianapolis this year, right?
I think so.
Okay, good. You like college basketball, right?
Good for Duke.
Oh,
Scorpion King.
Scorp v. Broach.
Scorp v. Broach.
Good matchup here. Almost the matchup of the week.
Should have been match for the week.
All right, so we had the Scorpion King 127 versus Jahan Dotson.
Is that a Gus Johnson?
124.
Jahan Dotson! When he used to yell at college games, you remember watching Penn State, right?
Yes.
Do you got to change the whole candle, or is it like a light bulb?
Just like bulbs.
That's
Just
awesome.
like bulbs.
That's awesome.
I think that's what he named his team out of.
I thought he named it after,
Sure.
Jahan Dotson.
Yeah, but that's how Gus Johnson used to say it.
Who's
Oh,
Where'd your puzzle picture
Who's
go?
Gus Johnson?
It's upstairs.
He's
Okay.
the announcer that yells all the time in the sporting games.
Oh, okay.
127
Man,
to
I'm lost.
124 for Andrew.
I'm just trying to get you to watch college football again.
He lost Eli Mitchell. I know he was pretty big on Broach was pretty big on Eli Mitchell. I think he took him in the fourth, possibly. Yeah, 4th round.
Man,
Eli
Jack
Mitchell on IR, and they said missed about 2 months. So you got to think 7-8 weeks.
We'll talk about that later with.
Now, the new IR is a minimum of 4 games,
Yeah, it's
right?
gotta be
Yeah,
Four.
you got to be off. Yeah, you
It
gotta
used to be
No, I
like
did
designated
2
return
months.
was 8 or
Yeah.
something.
Yeah.
Yeah, so losing Eli Mitchell pretty early in that game. Had 4.1. Jahan Dotson
On his bench.
on his bench, but Broach did have 3 guys over 20? Yes. QB Lamar Jackson, AJ Brown, who we just talked about with 20.5, and then Jonathan Taylor looked like a number 1 pick with 25.5.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
I felt like that game was slow as well. Like it took
Indy
Indy
Houston,
forever to go.
Yeah.
And they tied. Dude, the amount of games that were within 3 points last week was absolutely
And they were all
phenomenal.
dog shit up until the fourth
3
quarter.
or 4
Yeah.
of them went to overtime?
Mhm.
Like
Yeah.
that Pittsburgh-Cincinnati game was ugly.
Yeah.
Very ugly. They missed back-to-back field goals on both ends.
The long snapper for Cincinnati gets hurt, so they can't kick field goals.
Yeah.
They get the extra point blocked. And
Dude,
then the regulation they would have won.
that play.
That
Minka
Yeah,
Fitzpatrick
that
was
was-
being a freak of nature. Yeah.
Because, you think game's over. But yeah,
I
there's
did
a,
think. I said game over.
yeah, there's a lot of games that went down to the wire last week. But one of those games that didn't go down to the wire, KC versus Arizona. Pat Mahomes, 44 points.
That was
Really
over
good
in the
football.
first quarter.
Yes, yeah.
You okay?
We all saw it, Jake. You got something to say. You just don't know what.
No, I was trying to think of a way to phrase it, but I think back to Cam Newton's MVP year when he
Bang it
lost
back,
Kelvin
man.
Benjamin in the first week.
Yeah,
And I thought it was his best year because he wasn't forcing it to anyone. Instead, he was just kind of going through progressions, hitting the open guys. I kind of saw Patrick Mahomes, like, he came out before week 1 and said, I don't have a number 1. I'm going to throw to,
Throw the open man.
yeah. And boy, did he. They used 2 tight
Yes. Yeah, the answer to your question.
he did.
He had what?
And
Who's the new tight end
Hey,
that
Ron.
had,
I get a couple.
You want a cup?
who's the new tight end that had
Noah Gray.
Yeah, Gray. He
there
looked
last year.
good as well. Had a bunch of targets inside the red zone. Then I don't know who the collective receivers are that they're using. Hardman, MVS,
Juju Smith-Schuster.
Sky Moore had
Moore,
one catch.
Justin Watson.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I mean,
Clyde Edwards-Helaire.
Oh,
Jarrett
Yeah.
McKinnon.
with 20.9 in his flex.
it kind of makes it difficult outside of Kelsey to know who to kind of own and start because
Inside of Kelsey, though.
Whoa, right.
That's a
You know what the most interesting thing out of everything you just said was, Jake? Kelvin Benjamin was a number 1 receiver.
Yeah.
That's hard to believe about now, dude. But, yeah, you're right, dude. Pat Mahomes looked very good. 44. Clyde Edwards-Helaire, as you brought up. Trig Mike, 20.9. He looked good.
Yes.
In week one.
Why don't he get ball more?
Because they like Jerick McKinnon a lot, too. And
Jerick
Pacheco.
McKinnon looked- Yeah,
Yeah,
they all looked.
They all,
They all looked
collectively,
good.
they looked
Even
good.
Thursday
Probably
night.
hot my
they
belly
looked
button.
They did. So there's just a lot of mouths to
Put some water
feed.
in.
Not saying that one is like a whole lot better than the other. I think they just kind of do different things a little bit. Like Jerick McKinnon, like that was Pat Mahomes' like go-to check down,
Yeah.
running towards the end of last season and in the playoffs.
Yep.
And then Pacheco, they said he had the best camp out of pretty much everybody in KC.
Jared McKinnon was the OG Alexander Madison. Like, hey, as soon as Dalvin Cook gets hurt, this guy's
Adrian
going to be a
Peterson.
stud, and Adrian Peterson going to be a stud.
that's
And
when
it's
he
like,
was.
Yeah.
What about Najee? How's Scorp feeling about the Najee pick?
I think there's just so much up in the air when it comes to injuries because, like, they said that he had like high ankle sprain, and then they said that he re-aggravated the Liz Frank.
The Liz Frank injury me and Michael were talking
Yeah,
about.
and
last
now-
week. Like, is it Liz Frank? Is it Jones? Is it what other kind of fracture?
And now he doesn't have an injury tag at all going into week 2. So I don't know. He didn't. Yeah, he looks
it
low.
looked good.
Yeah.
I don't think
And
that
with
injury
the worst
goes away.
offensive line.
No, I
I mean,
don't
that's
think that
something
goes
to
away
linger.
until it breaks. And
It's
you
gonna
gotta
linger. I think he's nervous about that pick. Now he's gonna be nervous every time he puts.
I told him before the draft, I said he could be there in the 3rd round. And I wouldn't take him, so I don't trust it. Now, if that would have actually happened, I would have put.
The stat about running backs that year after they have as many touches as he did was not good.
It's like it's
How many of
basically
them just can't?
it's Derrick Henry.
Withstand
That's
that.
it. They can
Why are we
actually
gonna talk about
sustain
Derrick
that.
Henry?
We'll talk about it later then.
I got you. I'm here.
No, that
You
was
never
quick.
said
That was quick.
It's your
Talk about
birthday.
the match of the week.
It's my birthday.
Yeah.
Hey, back to the match.
This matchup could have gone a lot different if Nick
Score
Chubb
would've
would have seen some.
If he would've got
if he'd have been
Kareem
in the
Hunt
red
going,
zone,
yeah.
if they would have gave him the ball in the red zone, because he was running all over Carolina. 22 rushes, 141 yards, solid reception for 2 yards, but he just didn't. When they got to the red zone, it was Kareem Hunt.
He's the best pure running back in football, but he's just limited to one aspect. He doesn't do anything in the passing game.
Pre-pod conversation that we
Which
were
what you
having.
have to have.
Was
Kareem
about
Hunt's useful.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that with Hunt in the red zone, you don't know what the
What's-
play
yeah.
is. Is it a pass? Is it a run? Because he still runs downhill as well. He gets positive yards, but he's also the best pass-catching running back on that team. Where if Chubb's in, it's a run.
Johnson got something to say about that.
Well, good. Trade Kareem Hunt to a team where he gets like
What the
25
hell's going
carries
on
and
with
a
you?
bunch of catches. I'm
I
all
usually
right.
call him Deer Nest, but
It's the power.
Oh, okay.
It's the power.
it's the coffee. I didn't talk like it's the coffee.
The cocaine in it.
Could also went
I
a,
had the cocaine.
could also went a lot
Wasn't sure.
different for Broach if he would have started Jahan Dotson.
Yes. Yes.
Yes.
With 16 on the bench.
Other now.
Yeah, other than Allen Robinson with a
Yeah, week
1.7 to start off his week on Thursday night.
Yep.
All right, so that takes Scorp of the Scorpion King to 1-0 and Jahan Dotson, G.A. Broach to 0-1. And finally,
I've been waiting for it.
our week 1 matchup of the week, Ryan versus Bryan. Happy birthday! All right, so we had victim of the system, Bryan Roberts, 105 to 150 by Ryan of the Fantasy Phenoms. And, we asked, will Justin Herbert put up more points than Josh Allen? We collectively said no. We asked, would Mike Williams put up more than Stephon Diggs? We all collectively said
No.
And honestly, that's what it came down to, gentlemen.
Well, and
Okay,
then you
another
didn't go to the
one.
next
That
one.
Michael Pittman guy, he looked pretty good.
Yeah, I was
too.
about to say
Oh, yeah, he good. He good.
he good.
I think they all look good until you get down to the flex and the defense.
Golly, Cordell Patterson.
That Cordell, I was gonna say that Cordell Patterson guy. He just.
I
What
would-
did we
I would
talk about?
gladly eat
Hey,
those words.
would we go Cooper over this? Maybe. Would you go Robert Woods? I don't know, maybe. Are we all in agreement that Cordell Patterson might go all up? Yeah, all right, cool. Good talk. Well,
Robert Woods was a disappointment this week.
I
I
think
know you
Tennessee's
didn't-
That whole
passing
team,
offense.
yeah, the whole team.
But
just-
man, Cordell ran well.
Like he wasn't even in the passing game, but it was just, hey, Darrell Williams gets hurt early. Patterson, you're getting
Is
everything.
it Darryl or Damien that's there?
I don't know. They're the same guy. They both
D.
were
Williams.
in Kansas City.
Yeah, it is D.
D.
Williams. They
Will-
both
it is
were
D.
in
Williams.
Kansas City.
Yeah, D. Willie.
I thought it was Damien, but I could be
It
wrong.
might be.
I don't know.
Thought he ran really well between the
He did
tackles. He
wrong.
got positive yards, finished runs well. Like I was flipping back and forth with who was the other game on at 12 o'clock or 1 o'clock on
Cincinnati, Pittsburgh.
Okay. Yeah. And
Carolina
and
Cleveland.
It was Carolina, Cleveland on CBS, and I guess the Fox
Yeah.
game was the Atlanta game. I was kind of flipping back and forth. But I thought he looked really good.
Yeah, he did.
Which a lot of us were
Him
not
and
on
Debo
board with
looks
him
the
this
same
year.
way when they run. Like they get it, and they just run. They don't like try to cut. It's just straight downhill.
They look like receivers
They
running.
look. That's what I'm saying.
How
They look like
crazy.
receivers
That is-
playing running back. It's
That is
crazy.
spot on.
I know we still talked about it
I was
last
gonna
year,
get
but it
there,
still
yeah,
amazes me that this is a
Connect
wide
the
receiver
dots.
who had a career as a wide receiver, not really.
Well, he had a career as
It's
a
a
special
weird-
team.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden, like late in his career, he's like, I think I'm gonna be a running back now. Who usually running backs don't last long, and
Running
he's
back,
like 29, 30 years old now, becoming like a
I think what's
legit
happened
RB1.
is
Not a lot of
Atlanta
those
has
players.
piss poor planning, and they realize they don't really have a valid running
Did
back.
you say Pittsburgh playing?
Piss poor planning.
Okay. Pitt.
He's extended his career for sure, though.
yeah.
Yeah, it's longer than it was.
He's gonna be in your lineup this week, isn't he?
Yeah, he's already there.
Amon Ross St. Brown looked good for you, Ryan. He is hogging up target share in Detroit. Really like that pick.
Yeah.
Joe Mixon was solid for you, 18. A.J. Dillon with 17.6. He's going to get the ball.
Especially in the red zone.
Led the team
Yep.
in targets, catches, and yards, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah,
You were not mistaken.
yeah. He's going to get the ball. Like him and Aaron Jones, they're going to have to carry the load. I mean, it's not going to be the Rodgers passing attack that we've seen
No.
from Green Bay because he just don't have the receivers.
He's got his mushrooms.
He does, but
Score.
he's got those.
Rogers.
But they just don't have receivers. And Aaron Rodgers made that very clear to everybody throughout the offseason.
Our receivers suck.
I mean, it's pretty much what he said.
Yeah.
Buffalo's defense, the second leading scorer for Bryan outside of Justin Herbert, 21. Then we kind of fall off a little bit.
They didn't know the season had started. I
Yeah.
sent out emails to everybody.
Cook still had 12 targets.
Yeah.
I love looking
I'm
at targets. I always feel like targets are a big thing to look at.
And you a Davis
It's a
Mills
good
guy.
indicator.
Davis Mills
Davis
is
Mills
a solid starting QB.
Last
He's
5
a
weeks
game
of last
manager.
year,
He
he
is.
was a stud.
Yeah.
I mean, he beat some good teams. Chargers being one.
He
of
threw
them.
for like over 300 against the Patriots too, didn't he?
Yeah,
Last
yeah,
year?
He's a
yeah.
He's
solid.
gonna be all right. He's gonna be all right. I love
Every,
the Brandon
every
Cooks pick.
NFL
Cut off.
GM knew it was a bad quarterback draft. And Houston, other than being like, hey, let's just reach for a guy because some people say we need it. They're like, we like this guy. He showed us something at the end of the year. There's other areas of our team that need to be improved first.
Yep.
And kind of like the direction they've gone here.
Who'd they draft in the first round this year?
The corner from LSU, I think.
I don't remember.
Yeah,
It was one of the
Yeah, I think
because-
it was him.
Yeah. They took him over.
Derek Stingley Jr.
I think it was that
The
or
other
Singletary
guy.
or something. I don't know.
He went to Alabama.
No, I think it was the Sting. I think it was Sting. I think.
Okay.
Yes.
I couldn't
I
remember.
don't know.
He did or didn't go to Alabama.
No.
Stingley with the LSU.
LSU.
Oh.
Davis Mills? No.
Kind of one of the right ones. Davis Mills went Stingley. Smart guy. Wicked smart.
Derrick Henry with 8.2, Alvin Kamara 6.1, Leonard Fournette 14.7. That's Brian's first three
What
picks.
happened with Kamara? He's got a
It's a
question.
rib injury.
Is it rib? Okay.
He's not playing this week.
He's not
No.
at all, or just
Haven't practiced. He ain't playing.
and Mark. Well, we can talk about that in the
Yeah,
next
same
matchup.
questionable. Held out consecutive practice at the end of the week.
How'd that
Not a good sign.
how'd that David Njoku pick work out for you, Ryan?
He outscored Kittle by 1.2.
I was on board with that. I'm like, yeah, dude, David Njoku, they just re-signed him. Like they want him to be a big part of the
Oh,
offense.
That's usually who.
They had a franchise tag. They let go of Austin Hooper.
Right.
He's going to be the guy.
Hoopa.
And he's blocking, and they got Harrison Bryant, that tight end they drafted a couple of years ago, that's running all the routes. Like, let that guy block a little bit. But dude,
I was surprised by that, I really was. But you're right, he did get you more points than George Kittle. So can you be mad? You can be disappointed.
Yeah, I'm
But can you be
disappointed.
mad?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm not. Oh, I can be.
He could be both. He could be
Wouldn't
both.
be good.
One's worse. Yeah.
So that takes Fantasy Phenoms to 1-0, and that takes Victim of the System to 0-1. All right, biggest overreaction from Week 1 is go. No overreaction.
Overreaction? Yeah.
That's
Yeah, you kind of put us.
Put you on the spot. Yeah. See what happens when I'm over
See,
here?
mine are like-
Full of good ideas.
Mine are both Packers and Cowboys are done. One of them I think is actually true, and the other one
You think the Packers are done?
No,
No,
I think the Cowboys are done.
That's what we call, ladies and gentlemen, a setup.
Misdirection.
Am I going here? Am I going here?
Can't let the left hand know what the right hand's doing.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody Don Juan Turner.
Okay, well, me and Brian. Okay.
That's
So
a,
no, all right, okay, all right, no overreactions. All right,
I just
let's go.
said two.
I feel like we mentioned a couple during the.
Clyde Edwards-Hilaire's back. That's an overreaction.
He's
Yeah.
back.
He ain't back.
He ain't back.
He was never there. But I
He's
wanted
invisible.
He said, but I won't.
He's invisible. I'd say my overreaction. You know what? I asked this question. I didn't have any answer in my head.
Exactly.
I just asked this question.
I don't know where that question came
Miami's
from.
offense.
Because you had to have written it down.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Like, I'm a believer in Miami's offense.
I
Big
think we
believer.
all were
Yeah,
saying
so
they had the
I've heard.
potential to be like 40 points a game, lighting it up,
I
big
didn't know
plays.
that.
Who?
Well, they had the potential. Like they had so many big play guys on that offense. They had signed Armstead, correct?
I don't
The
know.
left tackle from
Miami.
Yes. Tyron Armstead. Yes.
Mm-hmm.
I did
And
hear-
so
didn't
I
hear
thought
the
that their
singing.
improved offensive line, Tua healthy, and then Waddle, Hill,
Wow.
Chase Evans, they had some big play potential out there, and I thought they did not look very good. I thought they were pretty stagnant.
They were playing New England, right? So Belichick throws a
We chalk
With
it
the
up to
number
us.
one corner now in Los Angeles.
But I'm just saying, like he game plans a lot for people, so maybe give him another week. But I wasn't believing in Miami.
I'm still believing in them. I thought they looked okay. I don't think they looked great, but for like week 1 with a new head coach, new offense to go in, I know they're in Miami, but beat New England. New England was a good team
With
last year.
what
I
Ryan
felt pretty good
said,
about that.
weeks of preparation going into that game for Belichick. Like he had plenty of time
Right.
to devise a scheme.
Yeah, Miami
to try
still
to
won
win.
it.
Yeah.
Handle it.
And there was one play where Tua missed Tyreek that could have went deep for 6. And I know that's that's another touchdown possibly. That's 27 points. I feel like if they score 27, we're saying they might be on something.
Are we saying?
I'm saying they're on something.
I said
Both of my Super Bowl picks look good week 1. Philadelphia, Miami.
Yeah.
Chiefs and Packers. Yeah.
All right.
Packers.
So how we doing picks last
I said I
week?
wanted to
Let's
change halfway
see.
through the episode to the Eagles and Chiefs, but I didn't.
the hell
I
is
stuck
wrong
with
with
it.
All right, let's see. JT, Michael, and Brian all picked Jake. And Jake beat Jordan. Nope.
Wrong. That's one for me.
And
All
Brian and Jake picked Jordan.
Let's
Second.
see if I can put these on the screen. I don't know.
All right, JT, Michael, Brian, and Jake all picked Michael. We pick up a point there.
Thank
Brian picked out. Let's see, 4 JTs to 1 Andrew. I see what she's doing. You got it wrong. Jake. Let's see, 4 Scorps to 1 Broach. Goes to everybody but Ryan.
Did you just start saying the Gettysburg Address? What'd you do? 4 Scorps and 7.
And we had 4 Bryans and 1 Ryan, so
I went perfect.
no, you didn't. You picked Jake.
Oh, did I?
You picked Jake.
All right, so
We'll screw it up.
what was Brian's record?
Brian went 4-1 last week in picks.
All right, hold
The
on.
leader after
leader.
week 1.
All right, what'd Jake go?
Jake went 3-2.
Yeah.
Ryan went 2-3.
Because I don't pick myself.
But he's first in fantasy, and that's all that matters.
JT went 3-2. And Trig Mike went 3-2.
There we go.
Bunch of threes.
That was the
You're
only
making
thing I won
moves
last
on
year.
the podcast. I love it.
I love it.
Hey, I like it too.
Gives us something more to talk about.
All right, so waiver wire. That's
Waiver
what's
wire
up
pick
next.
club.
Wipe up.
Some money was spent in week 1, gentlemen. Or after week 1, I should say. The highest fab acquisition, the largest fab acquisition,
Whatever you want to say.
$22 to Taysom Hill.
Ooh.
QB and tight end eligibility. Goes to Andrew. Which, again, he didn't really have a tight end. He's got Isaiah Likely. He had Irv Smith Jr. And who else does he have? He has one other tight end. Oh, jeez. I was looking at it earlier.
Frymouth.
No, not Fryer.
Tunyon.
Tunyon. There you go.
Big Bob Tunyon.
I think Tunyon's still the guy. Like I think he's going to
Dude,
get a lot more
I
involved
went
in
to
the
pick up Tunyon
Yeah.
before the podcast last week, but he got picked up by Andrew, I think, on Friday night?
Yeah,
maybe,
he did.
Something like that. And I went, well, Njoku's still there,
Njoku
hopefully.
it is.
And then y'all kept talking about Njoku on the podcast. Like, daggum, he's not going to be there.
You win
If
some.
anybody
you
else
lose
wanted
some.
that 1.2 points, y'all could have had him.
So $22 to Taysom Hill, $16 to Khalil Herbert for Scorp. He was the more productive back in Chicago last week, but
We did talk about that.
we did, but kind of tough to take away because
That
That was
game was
bad,
just crazy, yeah.
Yeah.
the conditions were. $12 went to Curtis Samuel.
I was in on that one.
I do not like
Okay, we got Curtis Samuel at $12.
Goes to Jordan.
Yeah, I think I put in
The
7.
man has like 4 Redskins players.
All right. Funny thing, Brian also put in $12
I did.
for Curtis Samuel,
Mm.
but Jordan had a higher waiver priority, and then I put in $8,
Guessed
and Jake put in $7, but it went to the Jordan.
Guessed it.
Can I grab a water bottle?
Curtis Samuel's last healthy year,
Was good.
he was
As
very
the
good.
number 3 in Carolina.
Very effective.
Hey, with Ron Rivera.
I think he was a
Yes.
top 30 wide
I like
receiver
his
that year.
usage.
Mm-hmm.
Very.
Very Percy Harvin plan-esque.
Yes. Yeah.
Which that's
The
the
biggest
player
thing
he
is,
That's how he got
just
used
like
at Ohio
Percy,
State.
can he stay healthy? And then, is Carson Wentz going to keep it up?
You can still ask, where did Curtis Samuel go to school?
Ohio.
Ohio State.
No,
Alabama.
the Ohio State.
That's good.
Yeah. exactly.
$6 for Jarvis Landry goes to Ryan.
That was a good pickup.
Good pick.
Ooh,
LA Rams defense goes to Jake for $1. Jeff Wilson Jr., which is surprising that he went only for $1, considering that Eli Mitchell's out for 8 weeks. $1
I
goes
said
to
that in
Broach.
Scorp today. I was like, how did he only go for $1?
Yeah. DJ Chark also to Broach for $1, and some late acquisitions this week. $15 spent on Brian's boy Chris Olave, who goes to Brian.
I wanted him.
I know you did. Once I saw he
I
got
wanted to
dropped, I
stash and
said,
wait.
I know he's going to get it.
All right, can I ask you a question?
Yeah, we got one more after that. Go ahead.
Dropping Damian Harris, you just don't believe it, or you wanted White
I-
that bad, or what?
I needed. I'm just. If you look at my bench now, it's a lot of wide receivers.
But he's got 3. He's starting 3. Like,
And you've got Fournette, right? So that was a
I've
handcuff
got
to make
Fournette,
sure.
yeah.
Okay, all right. I was wanting to think because we talked about on draft night Damian Harris versus Ramondre Stevenson,
Mm-hmm.
and I didn't know
Stevenson
if you,
guy
were, just, you
right
were
here.
on the Stevenson side or
But
you just wanted to have
Montgomery
that.
is out now.
Okay, just asking questions.
Just
Because I was going to text you the other day.
Let's hope so.
Damian Harris goes to Jake for $4. Another late week ad.
Yep.
And,
Needed
we've,
help
worth
there.
it,
Yeah.
I like it.
and we've got a trade to review.
A trade.
Yeah.
This
So,
is a big day.
My birthday.
So, grade the trade. Andrew gets Rashad Penny. Brian gets Michael Gallup.
Thoughts? Talking?
You like the Gallup side of that?
I like the Gallup side of it when Dak comes back and they're saying he might not go.
Well, if you talk to
He's
Jerry
on
Jones,
IR,
he's
yeah,
not
officially.
going to go more than they were saying 8 weeks. So Jerry said he could be back in 4.
Yeah.
Which I think putting him on IR, it's got to be at least.
gotta be
It's got to be
So-
4.
All right, so you're going with the Gallup side.
I like the upside to it later,
Okay.
where I think Kenneth Walker, Penny, don't know exactly how that offense is going to.
Walker is active though, so that could.
Walker is
that's
active.
what I'm
That
saying.
could
Could end even the Penny as early as this week. You never know.
I want to see exactly how the backfield plays out there.
Right.
Where there is no one outside of CD Lamb in Dallas, other than
Dalton Schultz.
at the wide receiver.
No
position.
explosive
Yes.
weapons.
Yeah.
So Gallup looked really good until his injury. I think he provides a high upside wide receiver 2 on that team when Dak's healthy. So
Yep.
I kind of like that.
Who you taking in that?
I'm going Gallup. It made Brian's team better. He needed more receiver depth. I mean, were you ever going to start Penny over Kamara?
No,
Henry and
Fournette.
He was
Yeah.
a bye week play.
it wasn't.
Even then, he's still got
And
2
then you
running
could
backs.
flex it, yeah, you could
So I don't
still
even know
flex
if you
it.
would ever start him as a
I feel like
flex.
he
so-
was more of a trade chip.
Yeah,
when
it
you
made your
drafted him,
team
because
better.
The value was
So-
there. You get him, and somebody else
right.
is going to need him. Yeah,
Who you taking this trade? What side do you favor?
Penny.
He's a penny man.
No, I'm just,
Well, he was a Chris
I
Carson
said
guy,
earlier
and
my
that's a big
overreaction. I think Dallas is done, so I don't know if that includes the whole offense. And if Dak can't come back,
Yeah.
then I don't think Cooper Rush is the answer. Now, if they go get Jimmy G or somebody,
I think they
Thanks,
will.
Jones.
If they say that injury is long term,
yeah,
there's no way they don't go get a quarterback, in my opinion.
I think that'll be telling right
Jones
there.
won't let
Yeah, if they find out like, hey, Dak's injury is more serious than we thought, they'll go get somebody.
Yeah, they made too much money just to give up on the season.
Yes.
I mean,
Yeah.
Sam Darnold's available, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
Easy.
Dude,
Everybody
if you can
wants
get-
him.
If you can get
But you
Jerry-
want to pay? You want to
That's the thing,
pay
if you can
Dallas to
get
take
Jer-
him?
If you can get Jerry to give him,
We already paid 4 quarterbacks, Ryan.
Yeah, but if you can get a draft pick out of him instead of
I don't think
paying
we're
to
gonna
sit
get
on the
that.
bench,
We might be lucky to get a
Can I get-
Snickers.
Yeah, I was about to say, can I get a Coca-Cola? Just ice
a
cold.
washing machine, something. Get
Something.
something out of him.
I'm gonna take what all y'all said. I like the Penny for short term, definitely, dude. I thought Rashad Penny looked good.
He looked
Yeah.
good, yeah. But then
I thought he looked like, dude, he was running hard.
Yeah.
why
He
they
was
didn't
running hard.
why
Yeah.
they didn't give him more carries than they gave him?
Because he always gets hurt.
True. Michael Gallup.
Except for last year in the playoffs.
Yes.
Michael Gallup,
When
I
we need
like.
him to get
Stayed healthy long enough.
I like Michael Gallup long term.
If he's got a quarterback.
If he's got a quarterback,
short term when he's not playing.
and I think they do need some receiving help. I think losing Amari Cooper is going to be a bigger deal
Than what
down
they
the
were.
road than people would have thought.
It's always important to look at like production with a legit 2. And what I mean by that is like Amari helped CD look really good in the years past. But
He's also a veteran
so let's
receiver
take-
for CD
let's take Juju.
Juju,
Like,
Antonio
yeah,
Brown.
remember where
Yeah.
Brown came out and was like, he's on number 1. He looks good because I make him open.
Yeah.
And I'm not saying CD's not a legit one. I'm just saying the whole defense, secondary was like
Or if you
keen
got,
on him not getting the ball.
you got to worry about Amari going down the field,
Yeah.
where it opens up the entire middle of the field for CD to get short catches across the middle and get yacked like
Yeah.
crazy, which he did all year last year.
Which I
He had a
worry
stomach
about
bug.
CD a little bit more than I did going into the season. And obviously now with the
Yeah,
injury.
a lot
But
more.
just after that like first half, I started.
Which Tyler said he started to tilt on draft night because he drafted Jefferson at 2, didn't think CD would be there
Yeah.
when he came around in the 3rd, and he took him anyways, and now he's probably tilting
Second.
even more for
Yeah.
second.
Yeah, because now he's lost Dak, Cooper Rush.
I mean, he can pick up Cooper Rush if he wants to. That's an option.
All right, so let's see how we did on bold predictions last week. All right, let's see. Brady falls off a cliff.
Yeah.
That's a season-long
That's
one.
the season thing.
The ones
Golly,
for the,
you write
the ones,
so freaking
The
small.
ones for the week are over on the other side.
Oh, you write so freaking small, man.
I know.
We only had 5.
That's what I said.
4.
I said that.
I said DJ Moore 10-plus catches.
Wrong.
Way wrong.
Way
You
wrong.
stupid.
Jake said Sutton 20-plus.
20 what?
That's my word.
Happy birthday.
Happy birthday.
Happy birthday.
20-plus fantasy points
Who's that?
for Cortland Sutton.
No.
Wrong. Trig Mike said Dalton Schultz 18 fantasy points. Wrong.
Looks like Mikkel was wrong again.
And JT with Nick Chubb 25 fantasy points.
Wrong.
Well, we
Y'all
opened
made
Right
no
team wrong
weekly-
guy.
y'all made no
Yeah.
weekly-
Right team wrong guy.
y'all made no weekly bolts.
No.
No.
I just kept throwing out
There's
season
nothing-
shit.
there's
I was
nothing-
scribing and not focusing.
Oh,
I'll make this look easy. I'll make this look easy. I can do it all.
I'm still gonna be doing bold predictions over here today.
yeah, he is.
Oh, sweet.
That's good.
All right, well, that takes us into our Week 2 preview.
Go.
Yes.
All right, first matchup on the ledger. The Battle of December 9th. Broach versus Andrew. Yeah. Because it's the birthday boy. We're starting birthday rivalry.
Happy birthday.
This is
Happy
big.
birthday.
That's what we call, ladies and gentlemen, a setup.
My birthday's in June.
Nobody cares, Ryan.
I know.
Former scribe. All right, so we have
You can type in whatever you
Jahan
want.
Dotson with projection of 127. We have Smith Schuster and the Jujus of Andrew. Currently with 2.5. Live projection 113.
He's been talking about Smith Schuster being a headache for him.
He will be. He will be. It's
We
going to be a
call-
guessing
we
game.
Called that.
And you know,
That-
as soon as he benches him,
And then he's
he'll
gonna go
blow
off.
up.
But that's what Mahomes is going to do to
That's what you were
options
saying.
outside of Kelsey. Like
That's what you were saying.
It's going to be
I
a
wouldn't-
headache to own any pass catcher outside of Kelsey.
Kelsey's consistent, and everybody else is going to have up and down.
And that's
it's
what
good to
been
have
for years.
Mahomes,
Yeah.
but not for
But you
any of
can't.
the.
Can you drop Smith Schuster?
So
No, you can't try. You try to trade him. but-
If Smith Schuster was dropped today, how much fab would you spend on him? If you
Me
bought
personally-
I wouldn't spend more than
I'd say $4 or
15.
$5.
Me? I'd put about 15 on him.
Okay, that's what I'm saying. So if
I
you,
need all the help I can get.
I'm
you
putting
can't drop,
15,
you
that's
can't
it.
drop him because it'll get snatched
No, you
up.
can't.
I got
drop him.
receivers
But if you
I
try
can
and
put
trade
down,
him,
I'm
his value's so
Do
low.
you start him consistently? Probably not. But if you name your team after a guy and he's sitting on your bench, it's kind of tough.
He's too worried about the TikTok.
He's hanging out with Jackson Mahomes instead of Pat.
I want to ask you guys about Andrew's fab pickup with Hill.
$22.
Yes.
Taysom Hill?
Are y'all believers in Taysom?
No.
No.
As a football player, non-fantasy, yes, absolutely. As a fantasy player, not consistent.
That's the issue.
Yes.
He's not consistent. So $22 on a guy that,
He's a gadget player.
yes.
He got 4.
Where I don't think he's a
ran
weekly
4
start
routes
guy for
and
Andrew.
he got
I
2
would have started
carries.
Tunyon. I would start
I
Tunyon.
don't think
over
he's
Hill.
going to start Tony.
Then why did you spend $22?
He's got Taysom Hill in his
Yeah, you
lineup
can't
now.
spend-
Look, I mean, if Jameis gets hurt and he comes in at quarterback,
And he started at tight end.
Yeah.
I mean, that is a
You
dang.
got
That
that.
is.
Yeah.
He's
It's
got.
always-
That's
That's
a Joe Webb situation.
yeah, but Taysom Hill's better than Joe Webb.
And
he didn't.
And the
He didn't
quarterback's
pick up
not far.
Taysom Hill to be that guy. But he picked up Taysom Hill, and he could be that guy.
If Jameis gets hurt, that Taysom Hill pick, we're going to look back and we're going to say that was
Yeah,
brilliant.
I don't think it's a stupid pick.
I don't think it's a stupid pick.
No,
It has a lot to
I was
spend
just saying
on
it was a lot to spend if you were doing it just for tight end purposes.
Right.
But that dual eligibility.
Yes.
It's great. But he's got Taysom Hill starting this week.
He
right?
does.
he
He
does.
does. Has him in the
Moment.
starting lineup, yeah.
Again, really like Tunyon Andrew.
All right, does Christian McCaffrey get the ball more than what did he get last week?
It's Matt fucking Rule. Who fucking knows?
That's
Fuck
the issue.
him.
Yeah.
Man, everybody was a big
Will he?
believer.
We
He
don't
had,
know.
he had 14 touches. You can't give
Are you
Christian
kidding
McCaffrey
me?
only
Are you
14.
kidding me?
14 touches, Jake.
Most versatile player in the NFL. I don't care what anyone at this table says.
Him
He
and
is-
Taysom Hill. I mean, let's be real.
Now,
He-
Justin Reed for the Chiefs played safety and was a kicker last week.
If he was just a
That's
slot
impressive.
receiver on a high throw offense, he would be a top 5 wide receiver pick.
He's a stud. Dude.
Yes.
He's a stud. He can't get the ball only 14 times a game
No,
and expect to win.
that's horrible.
I
Especially with
bet-
how
I
That guy
bet-
wants to go back to college. He just doesn't know how to quit.
well, he's about to get tired.
Oh, we'll find a way.
Don't
We'll find a
worry.
way.
Me and Michael were looking at the schedule for the Panthers. He
Yeah.
might start 0-8. So
But
there's
you've also got Ben McAdoo as an offensive
yeah,
coordinator.
that's
so
horrible. As
that
well.
that hire I didn't like to begin
Because no
with.
one wanted to work for Matt Rule, obviously. 'cause
Nobody
he's a
wants
freak
it.
clown.
Yeah.
Does J.K. Dobbins play this week?
Yes.
Yes.
Count though, I believe.
Snap count. Okay, well, let's check. See what.
Do you feel comfortable starting J.K. Dobbins?
No.
If he's on your
I would
team?
start Rashad Penny.
That's what I was
It
going to
says
say.
he's likely to be
I think he needs
easier.
to put Penny and probably Tunyon in there.
Yeah, over those two?
Yeah.
I can see both of them. I
I'm
can
still
see both
big
of them.
on J.K. Dobbins. I thought he looked
Mine
really
too.
good before his injury. I think that offense is designed for run first. I think he could have heavy usage when he is back, but I don't think it's this week.
No.
Just
No.
because, I mean, easing him back in, that might mean 10 touches.
Because there was talk all offseason about him being like banged up during practice. You know, yeah.
Oh, they showed him doing a drill. I think leading up to last week,
And
he was
limping,
limping like
yeah.
crazy.
And Adam
They did
Schefter
that.
came out and said something
Yeah.
about it. J.K. Dobbins.
Oh, he did not like that.
No.
he
Oh
did
no, that
not.
was Ian Rappaport.
Yeah, that's right.
He did not like
Yeah,
that.
it's like, oh yeah, check your sources. I'm playing week 1, and then he didn't. Like, yeah, I think I might have retweeted that one.
I got a
If I was
question. I
Ian
got a question for
Let's hear it.
everybody.
Yeah,
All
let's
right.
hear it.
So the Thursday night game, obviously Juju
Don't bring
let
that
him
up.
down.
Yep.
Do you now change your mindset of how you set your lineup, knowing that you got 2 points and you've got I need a ceiling week from somebody.
You got to take a bigger
Now,
risk.
do you put Taysom Hill as your tight end instead of Tunyon, knowing that Taysom Hill could give you 20 because he could run in,
But
he
I
could
think
throw a pass, or he could.
That's a good point.
Yeah. Does it
That
change
does
how he
change
sets his
your-
lineup now?
I don't
For me,
think
that
so.
changed
Or
your
do you
mindset.
just, you know what? I'm just.
Because if McCaffrey's utilized the way McCaffrey is, he'll make up for a little bit of Smith-Schuster as far as points go.
McCaffrey's floor should be 20 on you.
Yes.
Right.
Yeah, but he's
Yes.
projected at that.
Yeah.
True.
You know, so it's
So you're projecting him at his floor.
See, I
Should.
think the biggest change is Penny in for
Penny in for Dobbins.
That would be my first move, is because Rashad looked good running the ball. They're still going to have to run the ball for that offense to be effective, just because you're not going to put it all on Geno. And then Dobbins on a snap count, I don't like. So I would definitely have Penny in over
yeah, I'd go
Dobbins.
Penny. I'd go Penny and Tunyon because I think Rodgers figured out he can't trust his wide receiver, so it's probably going to be a lot
Yes.
of 2 tight end sets and throwing and running backs and tight ends.
I
Do they
think
get
that's
Lazard
something
back
big
this
to
week?
look.
He's questionable. I don't know if he's going to play or not.
He's on
That'll
his
be
bench.
big for Rodgers if he
He's on
doesn't
his
get
bench
back.
right now.
Lazard, does he come
Lazard.
back this week? If he does, that's big.
And then we got to see who Lazard really is in this offense.
Yeah. He's never been the guy.
Who is Lazard?
I mean, because they said he was the number 2, but there were several games last year where MVS was clearly the number 2 over.
and yet again, what you said
Lazard.
earlier about Juju and about the number 2 wide receivers, like, there's nobody to take all that
Yeah.
coverage away that Devontae took last year. So those guys were running wide open
Yeah.
a lot.
Bold prediction.
All right.
Michael talked me into it. Taysom Hill 2 touchdowns.
I didn't
I don't know
know
how
that.
they're coming, but they're coming somewhere.
Hey.
I like the Taysom Hill start. The more you talk
He
about it, the
can
more I
do
like
it all.
He's a gadget guy. That's the fun part about him, is that you do something interested in the red zone with him.
I do like watching him play.
I
Like,
do too.
love watching him.
Now,
But
is
then,
that
you know what
uh,
else will piss me off?
Is that
about
just 2
Taysom Hill?
touchdowns of anyway?
Anyway.
He might just be on the field during special teams.
Now,
Like, that's the other thing.
right, dude.
Now that can be passing touchdowns too, right?
Yeah,
So
that's what he
usually-
said.
Yeah,
Separate
two
thing.
Okay,
touchdowns.
two TDs.
It can be
What?
rushing,
All
it
right.
can be catching, it can be passing.
I
You don't know.
the more you talk, when you said that, like about a ceiling play, the more.
Well,
I
now I'm even digging deeper into that point. So if Kamara doesn't play,
Now,
Mark
those-
Ingram's hurt, does Taysom Hill just get more work?
Latavius Murray's their next
They
guy.
just signed Latavius Murray to the practice squad couple days.
But I'm just saying, if Kamara doesn't play, Brian gave us some inside information, said he's not going
he
to
ain't
play.
playing.
Mark Ingram's banged up with an ankle injury. Just Taysom Hill just get more
He's
work.
starting running back.
Is he go to 3 touchdowns?
Guarantee he gets the ball.
No, let's not go too
Whoa.
crazy. Let's go.
Oh, a guarantee!
He's got the pencil.
He was ready.
Taysom Hill will run the ball this
I was
week.
going to say, I like the
He
2
will
touchdown
run the ball
confidence.
this week.
Let's talk about Jeff
Love
Wilson.
this guy.
My name is Jeff.
Okay.
Okay.
You start, Jake.
So he's supposed to come in and be the RB1 now that Mitchell's out for 2 months.
Yes.
But it's a Shanahan offense.
Yes.
Yes, it is.
You never know who
Anybody
the next guy
can be the
really-
RB1.
Like he might get 5 carries and go 8 yards, and he's like, "You're not the guy. Now it's your turn." And the next guy that comes in goes 5 carries for 25 yards, and he's like, "Now you're the best."
It's the Patriots. It's West Coast
Exactly.
Patriots.
So how much do you trust Jeff Wilson within? Like, do you want to see him do it a week before you start trusting him
I
in
don't
your
ever
lineup,
watch
or
him
do
do
you
it.
go ahead and
I
put?
want to play football.
See, it's one of the things.
Depends on
Jeff,
if you pay me or not.
Jeff was supposed to be the third down back and the goal line back, so even if he's not getting all the carries, he's got a chance to score. But I would want to see how Shanahan's going to use it.
I didn't
for
think
sure.
he really did much with his opportunity last year when he got it.
But I think the fact that Broach only bid $1 on him, I think he probably feels the same
The
way.
pickup was great. I just don't know if I'd start him this
No.
week. I even thought
Jahan Dotson.
I think that's a good play. I thought DJ Shark had a good week last week. What did he have? 4 out of 8,
He
52
did.
and a touchdown.
I started
Like,
going Daddy Shark for a reason. or Baby Shark.
I think he could be a good play.
He just picked up Paris Campbell too, so maybe he throws him into the flex.
Yeah,
Paris.
especially
No
with-
Pierce and no Pittman.
No, Pittman and Pierce are out.
Yeah.
Actually, he's going to be the number 1 wide receiver
Yeah.
in the Colts.
So
place.
I think those are
Indeed.
almost
Better
better
options.
because I think Jeff Wilson's under his projection this week.
Was he? He's projected.
At
to
11.
He's
You
projected at 11.
gonna make a bold prediction?
Is that bold saying he's under 10 points, fantasy points?
Who? Jeff Wilson?
Yeah.
Well, I'll write it up.
Okay.
I got one.
Stamp it.
I got one too. I said Allen Robinson scores a touchdown. It's not really bold to consider Allen Robinson, but the season.
See,
plus
this is
the game
what
he had.
happens. I raised the bar high with bold predictions, then Ryan just brings it right back down. That's not bold. That's mild.
Taysom Hill.
Did
2
you
touchdowns.
see
I don't know if
last week?
anybody
Yeah,
can.
you said a
you
guy
said the
we
bar
don't even know is
stuff.
going to be on the field on offense with
2
2
touchdowns. Right, I'm setting
And
the bar high.
Ryan, guys are going to run 70% of
Not bold,
routes.
but outlandish. It's just bold.
All right, 1 touchdown for Allen Robinson. Jake, you said?
Under 10 fantasy points for the new RB1 in San Francisco, Jeff Wilson.
Go. Gotcha.
Which works well for you, Broach, because usually when we make bold predictions on this show,
They're not
we're
right.
horribly wrong.
All right.
You're welcome.
His running backs are solid, though, if Jeff Wilson does end up playing pretty well. I mean,
Yeah.
Chubb at the Jets. Again, he's coming off a pretty good game. Jonathan Taylor at Jacksonville.
He's just got to get in the end zone. If Chubb gets in the end zone, his 2 running backs will go for 40 plus.
Yeah, because Jonathan Taylor against Jacksonville, yeah, I'm definitely
Man's
taking
And then A.J.
20
Brown
for
looks
him.
really good.
A.J. Brown, target
on
hog
Monday.
on Monday night versus Minnesota.
Yeah.
You're going to see 2
That
of the
could be
best
a
young.
shootout,
Yeah,
baby.
you're going to see 2 of the best young wide receivers in
Yeah,
action.
I
Justin
think that's
Jefferson,
gonna
A.J.
be that-
Brown. Tune in, ladies and
That's
gentlemen.
going to be the highest scoring game of the week.
You got me. Now I want to watch the game.
I'm jacked up.
I didn't even want to before.
You missed my
Gotcha.
bold prediction.
Say it again.
Dadgummit, Jake. What'd you
Minnesota
say?
Philly is going to be the highest scoring game of the week.
Okay. Okay.
I can cover that.
I can dig that.
Highest scoring game. I like that. I like that.
A little
I like
daily
that.
fantasy stack for y'all right there.
I think both of
it is.
them have a shot of really doing something like
Yeah.
playoff wise.
I'm telling you, man, they look good in week 1. And
Okay.
I think if one starts scoring, the other one's going to try to match it. High pace game and a lot of passing. Clock stops a lot, allows for more scores.
I'd like to see what Minnesota's defense looks like outside of that game last week.
Yeah,
Against a
Green
real
Bay-
offense.
Well, like dude, Green Bay the last 2 years,
didn't have an identity.
like week 1 last year, they got blown out
Yeah.
by New
Got
Orleans.
destroyed.
This year, week 1 this year, get beat down by Minnesota.
Yeah.
I don't know what to chalk that up to.
They
But I wanna
never
see
played many starters. I mean, Rodgers doesn't play in the preseason, so I mean, maybe that has something to do
maybe
with
just
it.
chemistry, especially
Yeah.
with young receivers now. I don't know.
There's a difference between practice and the game.
Amen.
You play to win the game.
We
Yeah,
talk
But
about
we don't talk
practice.
about practice.
Yeah, you don't need practice.
All right.
I'm a man. I'm 40.
All right, who we taking
after
in
me.
the matchup of Jahan Dotson versus Smith Schuster and the Jujus? Man, that's a tongue
Say
twister.
that one again.
Smith
Yeah.
Schuster and the Jujus.
What was his last year?
Suju just Schuster.
Hey, whoa.
Oh, learning the walking. I missed that. Yeah. All right, so who you taking, Ryan?
I'm taking whoever's got Lamar, I don't even know what the team is.
Broach.
Broach.
Broach. Yeah, let me go Jay Broach.
You're going Broach. Jake!
I'm going Broach as well.
Michael!
I'm going Andrew.
Ooh.
Well,
Upset.
2 touchdowns with
Yeah,
Hill.
that's
Look at this one! Ah! Who you taking, B-Rob?
Yeah, Wicked Witch of the West.
Give me Broach this week.
I was writing it down. I don't know, man. I don't know. I'm taking Broach as well.
You just talked me into it.
Well, you know,
God,
you
I
said that, and I said, man, that's
What
crazy.
an idiot. What a loser. So everybody went Broach except for
Yeah.
Michael.
I think I put
Yeah,
DK
Michael
in.
actually taught me out.
Like, we're really jacked up this week, guys.
All right. So that takes us to matchup number 2. We got Jordon v. Tyler.
All right.
All right.
All right. So we have the Godwins live projection at 120 with a current score of 11. We have Hell to the Commanders. Jordan Powell, live projection 111, current total 21. Both had players go on Thursday night. Austin Eckler, 13. Travis Kelce, 7 for Jordan, and 11 to Josh Palmer for the Godwins.
Late touchdown saved him.
I was about to say yes.
Goodness gracious.
Yes.
Because he had some drops. Herbert threw some inaccurate passes. I don't know if he was supposed to sit down in the zone and he kept running or whatever, but he had a lot of throws behind him. Palmer did.
That touchdown did save him. That
Which-
touchdown did.
The throw or the what was it, 2 plays before that, it was 3rd and 1. And Herbert was running out. And looked like he could have just run for the first down, but his
Did he throw it away?
ribs were so wet. He kind of just let it go almost. He didn't even throw it. And then the next 2 plays, throws a laser down and then threw the touchdown to Palmer. But that salvaged that game for Palmer all the way through. Just it wasn't pretty. It was all Mike Williams in the first half.
I think Judy looked really good week 1.
Yeah, he did.
Yeah, Judy.
A lot of conversation going into the year who was going to be Russ's one there, and a lot of people had the Cortland Sutton feel, and probably still can be, but Judy won a lot of routes.
Well, with Sutton, they were just comparing it to DK.
Yes, but
But-
Tyler Lockett also has had really good seasons where he's been
That's
ahead of
the thing.
DK,
And that's
especially
the
early in the
comparison
season.
that
Yeah.
we made was Judy is Lockett and Sutton is more of a DK,
Yeah.
but Judy didn't have as many drops. Like last year, he dropped the ball a ton.
Yeah.
I think Tyler has 2 big concerns right now on his team. Love the Kirk Cousins pickup with the
That
double
was-
up with Jefferson.
That was the one
it-
I tell you made him
yeah.
upgrade on quarterback.
Yeah, I think that
Yeah.
offense is going to be
I
It
know.
was.
I've been waiting this
more
whole time
pass
to
happy
figure out what he
than
was
pass.
talking about now.
So
I know.
I like that pickup. It's a really good play. The 2 that I'm looking at, CD Lamb obviously without Dak being in there.
Yep,
I started looking at his bench and I was like, man, I like what Michael Carter still brings to a bad Jets offense. Like, he catches a lot of passes out of the backfield. He'll still get around 80 total yards. And if he finds the end zone, Michael Carter's pretty valuable to have in there.
There's somebody else on your bench that catches the ball out of the backfield too.
The tease. The tease.
I learned that from you
So
guys.
what about Singletary going against Tennessee that just gave up 30 points to Barkley?
Man, you just don't know about Buffalo, man.
I don't, but
Buffalo man?
I mean, maybe
Still
it's an
looking.
opportunity to look.
Buffalo!
Those would be the 2 guys that I would look at to put in for CD if I was going to take CD out. Difficult thing is, 2nd round pick, healthy. It's hard to take a guy like that out.
Right.
So I understand the situation he's in. And then ETN. I think that's another one where I think there's a lot of eggs in that basket. And then James Robinson came in. And
Yeah, how am I going to hold all these eggs?
Need a bigger basket.
We need a big
Like,
bucket to hold these
and
eggs.
this isn't an old coaching staff where they're like, we're only going to play our guys. The coaching staff's like, we're coming here to win. So if James Robinson's the better running back,
Old and busted.
does he get
New
more carries?
Maybe. Dude, I don't really know about
Old busted hops.
ETN. I don't really know much about
He was a stud at Clemson, absolute
I thought
stud.
he went to Alabama.
No.
No, he was Clemson with
He
Trevor Lawrence.
He was a Trevor Lawrence guy. That's
Yeah.
what they said when they drafted him. Like, these 2 guys went
Yeah.
to college together and
They're like best friends.
it didn't matter.
And he dropped a touchdown pass in that game, right? ETN?
Maybe. I don't watch a lot of Jags.
He didn't, he didn't catch me.
I know he didn't catch one. I thought he dropped one. I thought he
You
dropped
want
one.
something? If it was
I'm
Palmer,
gonna believe
he
you.
didn't catch it.
I think going back to what JT was talking about earlier with the
What were we talking
Packers, Aaron Jones will have value this week.
That's a bounce back
Yeah, I think that's a good bounce back.
for sure.
They got to give him the ball more.
Yeah, he only had 8 touches.
I don't have to.
Yeah, if they want to win,
I mean, we don't give McCaffrey the ball more. So.
you want to win.
And you didn't win.
We didn't win, you know.
There's a trend.
I'm really looking at Jordan's side of the ball. He's starting 3 Redskins.
Yeah, I never.
That
I
was
never
really high on the Redskins.
God,
When you were
son.
talking about the other tees
Yeah.
that I made, said that his bold strategy
I've lost count of all our
Yeah.
teases.
the strategy of him drafting 2 tight ends, and the other strategy is he's got like 7 Washington players. I don't know what they're called, Redskins, Commanders.
What was the
football
question
team.
earlier in the
Commies.
pod where we
He's
didn't
got
know
McLaurin,
exactly who
Samuel,
to say?
Gibson.
Overhyped or over?
Overreaction.
Yeah.
Overreaction Monday. Actually.
Is Jordan on the?
I don't know. He needs
Formerly
to
known as
drop Joe
Redskin
Burrow
team,
and pick up
Commander
Carson
team.
Wentz.
Yeah, Carson Wentz, dude. Carson Wentz.
He
He
looks good. So
he's always going to be the guy that he's going to make some bad plays.
Now, here's
he's
a
also
guy-
going to make some really good.
But here's my thing. I think Burrow's better than
What's
Wentz.
your
It's
thing?
what I not think. I know. But if you're going to do this kind of lineup, you pick up Carson
Right,
Wentz.
because you're
Yeah.
betting a lot on Carson
Right.
Wentz.
If you're going to throw caution to the wind and put that many guys from the same team in your lineup, you might as well put the quarterback.
He's got Bryan Roberts on his IR. Then he's got Gibson as a starting running back, and Samuel and McLaurin as a starting wide receiver.
I don't like having 2 wide receivers off the same
He
team.
basically got 3 with
And just to
Gibson.
finish my point,
How many targets he got?
You got 1.5
Dallas
receivers
is
and
not going to
1.5
be putting up a
running
lot of
backs.
points this week. Dallas is not going to be putting up a lot of points. So
Yeah,
Burrow's not going to be throwing the football
No.
a whole lot in the second half.
It's a Joe Mixon game.
The
Thank
good-
you.
Yeah.
And
27
Detroit,
games last year.
Detroit, Washington's going to be a battle. So Wentz will have more passing attempts. Wentz will outscore Burrow this week.
Detroit's
And
defense.
I-
Oh, boy, let me get that
And
bold
I think he
prediction.
needs to pick up Carson Wentz and put him in his lineup.
Was Wentz with a Z?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah, well, it's a W.
Wentz is-
Carson Wentz
Carson
was the Washington Commies.
Yeah.
They are. It's DC. What are you offended by?
Yeah, what are you doing here? This guy, huh?
Sorry.
I like Jalen Waddle.
Waddle.
I ain't really got much else to say other than that.
It's a good matchup for the Commanders this week. If you're going to stack your lineup for the Commanders in a
If
week,
you're gonna do it, do it.
Detroit's
Yeah, do it against Detroit.
bad defensively, and it could.
And they should be able to score some points
Yeah.
though. So again, high scoring game. I like it.
We got any more bold predictions for this one?
Nah, I ain't gonna. Well, I do. Give me.
Give me fire.
Give me that what I desire.
Give me Aaron Jones for 2 touchdowns.
You're going 2 touchdowns a lot this week, man. You should have gone 3 and really made it bold.
Yeah, come on now.
Real spicy.
Yeah.
Real
Dude, I had to talk myself into taking Saquon over Aaron Jones. I did that for the 3 weeks leading up to the draft because I really like Aaron Jones.
I like both of them.
I wish I'd taken Saquon over tomorrow, which was my original plan.
You're a Kamara guy.
I can't
We all
stand
passed
it.
on Kamara
I can't stand it.
once, and we're not going to let it happen again.
That's true. All right, so who we taking in the matchup of the Goblins versus Hell to the Commander?
They're just going to be close.
It's going to be close. I'm going to take Jordan if he picks up Wentz.
If
Jordan
not, you're
with an
going
asterisk.
Tyler.
If not, I'm going to tell him. Just put me down for Jordan. Hopefully, he'll listen to me.
Jordan with an asterisk. Okay.
All right, Brian goes to Jordan.
I'm going to go.
This is tough.
I just said Aaron Jones gets 2 touchdowns.
Yeah,
Yeah,
you
you
had to go
kinda-
against Tyler.
I'm going Tyler.
You put those 2 touchdowns with Jefferson's 47. He's going to put up this
Yeah,
week.
that's what I already said it was going to be the highest scoring game of the week. So I think Cousins Jefferson goes for a combined. If I'm going to go bold, I might as well make it bold.
Yeah.
Combined 59. Not quite 60, just leave myself a little bit of.
A little bit of room.
You want to go 59 and a half?
All right, what was the bold prediction, Jake?
Combined 59 from Kirk Cousins and Justin Jefferson. Fantasy points.
Therefore, I'm taking Tyler.
Therefore, he takes Tyler. That's
With the collusion, he kind of has to.
I have to. I'm obligated.
You are. He did. Tyler did pay Jake's entry fee.
He did. I still paid it back.
Yeah.
I just got money today from Ryan, so we're good, Tyler.
I did pay him, but not for anything fantasy football related.
Ooh.
Besides the pick 'em
Oh.
and the stickers
What kind of stuff?
and the tickets.
This is getting sultry.
Is that the word of the day?
200 of that's from my father.
I don't know where
I'm
out.
Nothing I said was false. Y'all take it how you want.
Michael, who you taking?
I can never pick Jordan, so I'm going Tyler.
All right.
I work for you.
He is
Dad.
obligated.
All your money comes from
Me
your
and
dad.
you.
Part of his contract.
Yeah, fair.
Can't take Jordan. And Ryan.
Could.
I'm taking Tyler.
All right. First 2
Good
matchups.
week.
We have 4-1.
Good week.
All
So
right.
who did Michael take?
Tyler.
Everybody took Tyler. but me.
Except for Jordan. Except for
Everybody. Okay.
All right, 3rd matchup. We've got Trigger Mike versus Scorp of the Scorpion King.
Well, Scorp's clearly projected to win this one.
I got a 1% chance.
All right, you know what we got to do,
you're
Michael.
saying there's a chance.
You know what we got to do, Michael's team. We got Adam up.
It's always nice having Michael here now, so we're not just guessing.
Well, he's not going to tell us for certain what he's going to do.
And we
He don't know what he's going to do, man. He's still trying to figure it out.
I'm the mathematic genius here.
All
so
right.
just give me numbers and I'll add them up in my
Yeah,
head.
Brian, this is
20 or 21.
Okay.
Trey Lance.
Are you sure about Trey Lance? Fields had a good week last week.
Yeah, I mean, he sold his soul on him last week.
Yeah, he's bounced back. Yeah. He's bounced back.
Answer this for me. You going to start Julio?
If he's
Hell
questionable,
yeah.
he's
No,
questionable.
got one
Godwin's
out,
out.
and then what's his name's questionable?
Gage
too.
is hurt too.
Freaking number 1 Evans. Mike
Evans is questionable.
Manning.
Evans looks like he's
Even
playing.
if Evans plays, him and Lattimore plays Evans really
Well,
well.
go ahead and put 11 in for DJ.
DK?
DJ.
DJ.
DJ Moore.
Dude,
Mhm.
I start Julio this week.
All right. Well, just assume he starts Julio. Put
10.
Put 10.
Need another receipt.
Put-
Gabe.
He just
Yeah.
popped up
Yeah.
questionable.
Put 13.
but I'm definitely
You start team.
Yeah.
Then
He
two
looked good,
running
too.
backs.
Yeah, he did.
Both of those running backs.
15.
For DeAndre Swift.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's under
14.
Javante Williams.
that. It should be double 14 there. 30 points easily off your running back. Javonte's getting the wins on this
And
week twice.
10.
For Dalton Schultz. And then need a flex
13.
for Sutton. And then
That's good.
defense.
Denver.
Yeah, he's got
Yeah,
13.
because he didn't start.
So 13.
I suppose that bring our total to. Jake's adding it up in his head, carrying the
120.
120. So.
We
Damn.
probably should have.
This is real tight.
I know, but
All right, so we have a live projection. Scorpion King 121 to 50 Shades of Trey, Michael Smith 120. Is that correct, Jake?
Yes.
Close matchup. Scorp has 35 already in the lineup from Clyde Edwards-Helaire, 13, and Pat Mahomes, 21. I'm interested to see what Julio Jones does. I'm very interested to see because I did not expect the usage that he saw.
Yeah,
he got
a lot.
handoffs,
Yeah,
like
yeah.
sweeps,
A
handoffs,
lot.
and I did not expect that. They said Julio looks healthy for the first time in a couple years,
Yes.
and if Julio's healthy, like Julio's,
That's
That's
scary.
what I'm
That's
big
scary.
on right now is, especially Godwin out for, I think he was IR.
you know what?
I thought they said
man,
maybe
just-
multiple weeks with a hamstring, and especially after coming back from ACL surgery during the offseason season last year, I think Julio could really become a go-to to Brady. Brady's big on trusting guys. Like that's why Fournette gets so many opportunities because he's like, I only trust Fournette. I don't trust anyone else in the backfield. That's why Ronald Jones got kicked to the curb.
Mm-hmm.
I think he trusts Julio. I think Julio has a big week. I think Julio goes for 100 and a touchdown this week.
What? All right, we got two Julio Jones bold predictions because I'm going Julio Jones, 2 touchdowns. I'm doing it.
Javonte will have 2 touchdowns as well.
Golly, okay, well let's
Okay,
just
everybody on my team was scored. You better pick me.
You get.
Well,
You can't say that.
I'm going to take Scorp this week.
yeah.
Mike's got 4
Okay,
touchdowns. on his
yeah,
team.
we
I'm
got
gonna
some.
take
We taking some.
Go on, boys.
Are y'all surprised that Scorp's leaving Henderson on his bench?
Nah.
Man, I don't know. Atlanta's horrible, especially defensively.
Do I agree with it? No.
And I don't know if I
I'm
trust
surprised? Nah.
Najee banged up against New England. Like, I know it's crazy thinking about putting your first round pick on the bench, but
Just like you said with the CD Lamb.
Yeah.
I think people look at where you draft
It's
the guy
hard,
versus
yeah.
he's just a just go with
It's just a name on paper.
Yeah, it's just a
After
name.
draft night, it doesn't matter where you draft.
who knows what Los Angeles does?
You
So-
can't sit your number 1 pick.
No,
second week of
I
football.
agree. I'm just saying, Atlanta's bad. Maybe Cam Akers
Yeah.
does get an opportunity finally again. Like, you don't know, and if he does and does well, maybe it's a 50-50 workload, and now Darrell Henderson's value goes down. But clearly right now, after week 1, he's the running back 1.
He that dude.
And then they're going against a horrific up-front defense of Atlanta.
I'm gonna see what they say on Mike Evans. So they're saying returns to practice on Friday. He had a midweek downgrade, and he will see Marcus Lattimore, like you brought up.
Lattimore
Lattimore, if he's healthy, he's a stud,
he gives him
man.
fit.
He
So
does.
if you look over the year, I mean, Mike Evans has gotten his number a couple times, but it's Marshawn.
Marshawn Lattimore.
But yeah, wins more often than not.
I think Tampa's lost like 7 straight games to New Orleans or something crazy.
Because if you've got a shutdown corner, you got Mike Evans and Julio. Who are you trying to shut down?
You're going to shut down Evans.
You're trying to shut down
yeah,
Evans. So I
yeah,
think
yeah.
Julio sees the
Single coverage
Yeah.
or at least
second, third corner. He, like you said, he was getting handoffs too.
Was it Garner Johnson or something? I don't know what the other corner's name
Yeah.
is. He might be in the slot. I don't know.
Salt. Oh, no, Sauce Connor. I hate that kid.
He's in the Jets.
Yeah. God, I can't stand him.
That is interesting, though. Daryl Henderson is in the conversation for to take out Najee Harris. You know, I don't think that.
It's crazy. You would never
discussion
think about that at the beginning of the year,
Yeah,
but
but-
I mean,
You always got to look at matchups. Like,
And you also got to look at what's happened on the field.
yeah.
Henderson looked good, Najee did not.
You also got to look forward, not behind.
Hindsight is 50-50.
Well, you can't know where you're going unless you remember where you came from.
Why don't you just meet
But
in
how
the
do you
middle?
know where you're going if your eyes aren't facing forward?
That's what the rearview mirror's for.
That's where you're going from.
That's
That's
where
still
you're going
looking
from.
forward.
No, that's what the
You
windshield
got to know where you've been.
So you can see both at the same time.
Mm-hmm.
What about
So we're
Correct.
saying the same thing.
crack rear view? Windshield?
I can't believe Pat Mahomes only put up 21 points.
He went against a dominant defense.
It is good defense. Good up front.
Did you see Derwin James?
Body slam Travis
I
Kelce.
did see that.
that was a grown man tackle.
I was trying to explain to Dad, and I said the way that
I was
football
hoping that
popped
that
up,
fumble- I was
that thing
hoping
went probably 20 feet in the air
Yeah.
when he slammed it, and it should have been a fumble.
That one was a little bit more questionable. The pick that Asante Samuel Jr. had, that was an interception. I don't care what anybody says.
It was.
For a minute
I don't
there-
care what you say.
For a minute there, I forgot he was junior, and I'm like, God, Asante Samuel's
Dude,
been in
he's
the
been
league
playing
for
for the
like
Patriots
25 years.
Still been playing.
Yeah, and he's
with
still
Tuloski.
Still, God, he's a
Derwin
touchdown.
James, where'd he go to college?
Alabama.
Florida State.
Florida State.
God,
Where's
So
Asante
close.
Samuel Jr. go to college?
Alabama.
Florida State.
Damn,
Come on, man. It's a trick.
Dalvin Cook,
Alabama.
Florida
Florida
State.
Damn.
Jalen Ramsey.
This is a trick question. Went to Alabama.
Florida State.
Dude, come on, man.
I thought
Please
for
say
sure
you're
he
He was like, yo, you
All
gotta
right, I
set
got
me up for
it.
Alabama.
James Cook.
Come on. Come on.
Is he zigging when I'm Zach? Florida State. He went to Alabama.
No, Georgia.
Oh shit.
But his brother, Dalvin,
Alabama.
Florida State.
Damn.
That's got him. That's what we call set up, boys.
He just answered that.
Jameis Winston.
Florida State.
There you go.
I'm on a roll, baby.
And his number one wide receiver, you said has never been a number one wide receiver. Is shocked that it was number one wide receiver.
CD Lamb.
Kellen Benjamin.
Oh,
That was a long time ago we were talking about Cam Newton.
Oh, you talking about?
And I just said calm really weird.
Yeah.
And I did it again. Back to you, Bob.
okay.
Who you taking?
Hey, yeah. Hey, yeah.
We're doing matchup
Drink Mike,
time?
you go last.
I'll go first since I put a bunch of old predictions on.
Bunchable.
Bunch of old
Bunch of
predictions
old.
on Michael Sim. I'm gonna take Trigger Mike because you're not going under the radar this year, Michael.
Nope.
You're on the
Not
list.
today.
You're on the list.
Yokies.
I'm gonna take Trigger Mike too, because there's just a little
Because
bit.
he's on the list.
He's on the list, and there's just a
That's
little
the
bit that worries me on Scorp's team. Dawson Knox being one of them. Najee again injury. T Higgins coming off concussion. Mike Evans injury. So yeah, I'm taking Mike.
All right, so we got Michael for Jake. Michael
wanted
for
to be a sleeper.
JT.
You ain't no sleep.
I wanted to be a
You can't win
You're not
two
a sleep.
championships and be asleep.
Brian.
I'm going Scorp, just because I don't believe in Trey Lance.
Did he
I love
exist or
I love
that?
it.
What if I start Justin Fields?
Does
Does that change? Does it change your
Yeah,
purpose, man?
yeah, that actually does change it. It's going against Green Bay, or
All
they
right.
haven't beaten Green Bay since 2018.
I
Ron,
don't
who
even
you
win the
take?
game.
I took Scorp.
I'm taking Scorp. Man,
Well, you got mad at me when I took you last time, so I figured.
Honest opinion, I would start Justin Fields this week.
You can't.
Dishonest
Hit too
opinion,
much.
I started Justin Fields this week. What do you do now? Who you taking? Taking yourself? Do we take ourselves in this? He could. Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, I'll go.
Attaboy.
Trig Mike going
I'll be that
with
guy. I'll be
Trig
that
Mike going with Trig Mike.
Trig Mike.
All right, so we got 3 in favor of Michael, Jake, Michael, JT, and we got 2 in favor of Scorp. Brian. All right, matchup 4, we have Jake v. Ryan.
Hey, that's me and you.
This is a rivalry.
It dates back to 2007.
It's not going to be very close this week, but
Well, it got closer this afternoon.
It's a 4-point
yeah,
spread.
that did help.
So we have Turd Sandwiches with a live projection of 124. We have Fantasy Phenoms with a live projection of 128 with a current score of 10.10. Gerald Everett, the 10.10, won on Thursday night for the Los Angeles Chargers.
Yep.
I really like Amon-Ra St. Brown. I think he's underprojected. I think he's projected at 11.79. I like his target share. Jake Dunn said that.
Jake Dunn said
Jake
what?
Dunn said
About the Sun God.
Jake Dunn said about Washington earlier.
Washington.
I don't know who said about Washington.
We
Somebody
all
said
talked about
I just
Washington.
said
It was
Detroit had a
Jordan
bad
matchup.
defense.
They had a bad
Washington
defense.
Opportunity.
Right, they
gonna
had
be
a
a
bad
high-scoring
defense.
game.
So
Brian
it's going
said
to be
that
high
Wentz was going to
scoring.
outscore Burrow.
So I think Amon-Ra St. Brown. Give me Amon-Ra St. Brown for 2 touchdowns.
Shit.
Gum, JT, I wish you had just said that. I could have just typed down 2 touchdowns and then just put people's names.
But a bunch.
I'm going to hit on one of these.
Just
Maybe.
keep going.
You better.
I really like Amon-Ra St. Brown. That was one of the
Ball
guys I really
prediction.
wanted.
Nobody JT says that will score 2 touchdowns, scores 2 touchdowns.
All right, I'm
Nobody.
just going to type in JT's wrong.
Oh, yeah, that would probably be better.
We usually say that a lot during bowl prediction.
100% we do.
JT, wrong.
Especially when he got really specific with Derrick Henry last year.
It was close.
And one of them.
Very close.
Yeah.
I do like the Amari Cooper start.
Well, that was not that way until they announced that Michael Pittman was out.
You're going to be getting
So-
your butt kicked out of the 1 o'clock games. You do know that, right?
Oh, I looked at my team like all my guys. I'm going to have like 4 or 5, I think, going on Monday night and Sunday night.
I think I only have 3 guys going at one.
Yeah.
Oh, well, it might be even.
Jake, I think you have the top 2 receiver combo. Jamar Chase, Devontae Adams.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, they both look really good in week 1.
You know who I don't like, though?
Hmm.
Ezekiel Elliott.
Yeah, if you had anyone else for me to put in, I'd do it.
I'm just picking.
Yeah.
I'm
No,
just
I
picking.
mean, Kareem Hunt's going in just because of what I saw last week. I don't trust anyone else.
You're going to do that dance this year?
Actually, the initial plan until Keenan Allen went out was to put
Keenan Allen in.
yes,
Okay.
Chase Edmonds in for Zeke. So that was mine was going to be Chase Edmonds, Kareem Hunt, and then I really like the 4 wide receivers I got. If Keenan Allen can be on the
Do y'all ever feel like when you have a guy that goes off 1 week on your bench, so the next week you start him,
And they
He
doesn't
doesn't
do
do anything.
y'all ever feel like that's when you're in traffic and you see one lane going, so you get over to
Yeah.
that lane, and as soon as you get over that lane, the other lane starts going?
Fast food restaurants keep me the most. Where you pull in, you don't know what line to get into, and you get into one, and the person ordering takes 25 minutes, and the other line moves up. real
Or
quick,
you're in the
and
gas
really-
station and you happen to get behind the guy, there's only one guy there and the other one's got like 4, and they're buying lottery tickets. Happened to me yesterday afternoon, it'll piss you off. And that's fantasy football for you.
I think Jamar Chase has a good week with Devontae Adams, too. I think we just cut the shit. I'm going to pick Jake this week.
All right.
Thanks, Brian.
Welcome, Bubba.
I see that Cordero Patterson made his way into your lineup.
Yeah, Melvin Gordon.
As he should.
It's a,
I think Melvin Gordon's
I had to
just
see one.
steadily
I had to see
gonna go
one
down.
game
Of
with
Cordero.
Cordero if he was still getting used. And he
Like he
was.
was, yeah.
Like, because it was
Yeah.
a whole new offense. I mean, a new coaching staff, I think.
And
Did
he's
they get
not
new
a
coaching
running-
staff? No, they got a new quarterback. Same guy from last year, right?
Marcus Mariota's not the same guy.
No, same coach.
Okay.
New quarterback for sure.
Believe so.
Believe so.
Believe
I
so.
believe so.
The only difficult thing is going against the Rams up front.
Yeah, but
But
for me,
he's
he's
gonna
a
get
pass
back.
catching and a runner back, so he's kind of
No,
hard.
I
Yeah.
think you destroy me at the running back
Is he
position
runner
this
back?
week.
I did.
We were just going to use
He's had 4 mini strokes. I'm keeping an eye on waiting for that twitch to happen. We're still good so far.
Jake, how do you feel about Russell Wilson after week 1?
That is a rock.
Yeah, he didn't play. I mean, he had 19. I was hoping for a couple
Oh.
more touchdowns.
Played better than the guy you traded.
Ask him where
Oh,
he's
yes.
playing
Yes.
disc golf
That's right.
tomorrow.
Where are you playing disc golf tomorrow?
Rock Ridge.
Yeah. That's what I did.
Really?
That's
Yeah,
what
that's
I
the
did.
name of this.
But nobody knows. Do you know why?
Brian told me.
Okay.
Yeah, I said,
Where's that at?
Pittsburgh.
good for them is what I said.
There's nothing in Pittsburgh.
Rock Ridge?
Rock Ridge. Yep.
Fake to
I got a
fake
bold call.
Oh,
Oh, prediction for Michael.
This one's good. Brees Hall scores his first NFL touchdown.
I
Goes
like
for
it.
20 plus points.
I like
Damn,
it.
I gotta play him. I gotta play
20
him.
plus points.
I won't say 20, but I like it.
So do I take
I'd say
Zeke out
14.
or Chase Edmonds? Which one are you feeling, Michael? I'm putting my team.
I
in
was
your
thinking
hands.
about telling you to put Brees on in. He makes me more confident in that. I wouldn't say 20, but I wouldn't be surprised if he puts up 14. I don't think he'll have the yards, but I do think he gets a touchdown.
I think for me, it's you take out Zeke because Zeke's bread and butter is going to be scoring touchdowns. How many times are they going to be in the red zone?
I still think Cincinnati's
Rush.
defense looked
Two.
pretty good last week.
But
What they scored 23 points.
Mhm.
One of it was a pick six, and then how many field goals?
Who?
Or
I'm
Pittsburgh.
typing them
Yeah, they got the
This man's
big
distracted.
Yeah, pick six, and then how many field goals did they have?
cities.
Pittsburgh,
Two field goals and
Pierce?
one touchdown.
I don't remember who scored.
Najee
Najee
Harris
Harris
scored a
was
touchdown,
two.
so it was 2 field goals.
Did
Yeah.
Najee score? And he only
Najee scored a
Najee
receiving
scored
touchdown.
he had
one,
9
yeah.
points with
With
the
the receiving.
Because
see,
he got-
that's what
he
I
got
think. I think that's your
no
floor
yards
with Brees Hall this week. I'll say 8 points.
Well, damn, Brian, now I'm not as confident.
I'll say
You
8
said
points
20.
as his floor. I didn't say 20. You said 20. I said his ceiling's looking like 14.
I think you take and then me. I would move Edmonds, or I mean you don't even have to move that. But
And
I
if you want to
think
take
Zeke
If you
out.
want to take Chase out, whatever.
I think you take Zeke out and put in Brees Hall. But that's just
Yeah, Chase stays. I think you're.
You have to really.
I think you're between Elliott and Brees.
Yeah, I don't think-
I'd put Brees in.
I don't think I'm going to move those wide receivers much.
no, you
I
won't really
think-
have to.
I think
talking
Amon
about
Ross St. Brown
Chase.
might outscore Chase this week.
I'm gonna say Stephon Diggs, Amon-Ra St. Brown.
2 touchdowns. We've already got you for Joe.
Outscore Chase and Adams.
Outscore Chase and Adams this
Wow.
week. I like the long term of both of them, but this week, because I feel like Cincinnati is going to beat the shit out of Dallas, and they're going to be up
Amon Ross St. Brown and
after the
Diggs.
first
I
half.
think Buffalo
Cincinnati is
can
going to
beat-
be beating shit out.
I think Buffalo can beat the shit out of Tennessee.
Yes.
That's
That is
true.
also fair.
Didn't Tennessee shock Buffalo last year? They beat Buffalo.
I don't know.
Yes.
They lost to the Giants last week.
Yeah.
They won the AFC regular season
Yeah.
last year, which is crazy.
They're not the same.
They
team
might
as
show.
last
They
year.
might
No,
show up for
no,
this
they're
game.
not.
They might show up for this game.
Are they better?
I hope it's competitive.
All right, I done took too many of Ryan's guys on bold predictions to go against Ryan, so I'm taking Ryan.
Thank you.
How many total touchdowns does Ryan's team have this week? Make that a bold prediction for you.
9.
9 total touchdowns?
That's it, with quarterback included?
No, we're not counting quarterback.
No.
Not counting quarterback.
No, don't count
Is
quarterback.
9 not a good number? I thought 9 was a really good
That was
number.
a very good number. Since where Gerald Everett's already gone and didn't score one, so everybody'd have to have at least one.
He was he was asking to come off the field on that play.
So you're
They
saying
are at least
9 touchdowns for
We
Ryan.
hadn't talked about that yet.
Not
Gerald
including
Everett got
quarterback.
2 straight catches
Not
on that drive.
including quarterback.
He was
Yeah,
gassed.
Oh,
He was done. He barely got up. He said, "Hey, I need to come out. I need to come out." Started running to the sideline. Coach said, "No, we're going to run hurry up for some reason on 1st and goal from the 1 or 2."
What kind of route was that he?
And then why did you?
Ran.
Yeah, like
Why would Herbert throw him the ball?
he didn't want to run the route. Like that was all he had. Throw that away or throw it somewhere else. But no, Joe Lombardi, let's be a genius and go hurry up. And we're just driving down the field.
No.
And
I
use
was watching that. I was like, I
use
can't wait to ask
Eckler
Ryan about that.
in the red zone. I don't understand it, but
Been
yeah, Gerald
disappointed
Everett
with the
should've scored.
usage of Eckler because
Yeah,
he's
I don't
running the
under- I
ball
don't get it.
extremely hard, and they're trying to just push too much Herbert right now.
Yep. But
I'm gonna take
alas,
Jake takes Ryan.
He'll smash me at the running back position.
Ryan
Unless the
takes
20
Ryan's
points.
last.
Yeah. Ryan's last. All right. I'm just a big believer on Monday night is the night that you win in fantasy, and I
who's
think
I got?
Ryan.
I got Josh Allen.
Yeah, you got Allen and Diggs,
Allen
and
and Diggs.
if you're down 20, 30 points going into Monday night, you feel
If he's
really
down
good.
50, he's
Well, he's still got a chance. I'm saying like 20, 30
Josh
points on
Allen
Monday
going.
night, you feel really good with those two
As
guys
of
left.
right now, I believe that after the 4:30 games, I have A.J. Dillon, Josh Allen, and Diggs to go. So it could be after all the day games going into the 2 night games or 3 night games. I could be down by 60 and still
And
be
still
alive.
feel confident.
But I hate that
60.
feeling.
Yeah.
yeah. If I'm
So
only
I'm
up
gonna
60,
go with Jake.
if I'm only up 60 after the 4:00 games, I'm gonna be pissed.
Yeah.
I think I need to be up by 80 to.
It's almost
Have a
demoralizing though when you know you got all those guys in the night games,
Well,
but you're down by 80.
man,
and you have the
stretch.
chance to get them.
I'm telling
I
you,
get you
man.
being scared, but
I think Josh Allen's a 30 to 40 point guy.
he's not going to put up 30 this week.
Yeah, I think Allen's in.
There's going to be
Allen
such an
Diggs
ass
put
whooping
like
going on with
60 last
Tennessee.
But that's the biggest hope for me. Is
It depends
that
on
if
how-
they get up big and then Allen
they
It
were
depends
up-
on how
just
aggressive
go
they
big.
are in the third quarter.
They were up 20-something against the Rams in week 1, and Josh Allen's still running quarterback
Yeah.
power in the 4th quarter. Like, stop it! But you don't need that.
Right.
The,
But are they the type like the Patriots used to be, where they're up 50-something to nothing on Miami and they're
That's
still
not
going for
McDermott
it?
style.
Okay. All right. So we've got
Everybody's picked except for Jake.
it was
Now Jake took
Yeah, it was,
Jake
it
I
was
said he's
3.
gonna smash me at
my
the
bad.
running back
I
position.
misread.
It was 3
Everybody's
for me
picked but Ryan?
and 2 for Jake.
Who'd you take?
I took Jake and
Oh,
Brian
okay.
took Jake.
I missed that somewhere.
Yeah, that's okay.
That's okay.
All right, so that takes us to our final matchup, the matchup of the week. JT versus Brian, cult of personality versus victim of the system. And you know who you're playing this week, Brian?
The man who made you the victim of the system?
The system.
No, no,
Oh,
I know.
man. You're playing the man.
I wouldn't call him the
Happy
man.
birthday!
And you know what we're doing for matchup of the week?
Position by position.
Position by position. So we have a live projection of 126, cult of personality, to 128. Victim of the system. Victim of the system has 48 from his first two players in his lineup, Justin Herbert and Mike Williams. Does Jalen Hurts outscore Justin Herbert's 27?
Yes.
Yes, I already said that was going to be the
Yes.
highest scoring game of the
Yes.
week. So, yes.
Yes. Sorry.
Suck
man.
it, Roberts.
That was only 3.5 quarters of Herbert, though. Healthy Herbert.
Healthy Herbert.
Healthy.
What hurt?
Rib.
Of course.
Yeah, I
Fractured
like
rib cartilage. We hadn't
Hey,
talked
this
about
is
that
smoke
yet.
house
Just
while
a
the
little
ribs going on
interesting.
here.
It is. Jalen Hurts, I'd say he has such a good floor with his rushing output that if he
Yeah,
throws
he's getting like-
throws touchdowns, it's like
Yeah, he's getting 60, 80 yards. He can throw it 200 yards to A.J. Brown.
yeah, true.
Not
I like Jalen Hurts. If Justin Herbert would have been healthy the whole game, I think he puts up 30 plus. And then it's a little bit different story. But
Now, Brian-
I'll take Jalen Hurts with the edge, nothing crazy, but right at Herbert.
Is this a bold prediction?
No, this is just what I'm calling
All
the
You say
matchup.
30?
Say right at, like maybe a little under 30, but
Now,
somewhere
Brian
between there.
can negate Hurts a little bit with go dirt down there. If he does catch a
He
touchdown.
can.
Time to
Indeed.
try it out.
That's true.
It is true.
That is true.
Go dirt's good.
What's going to be interesting is that wide receiver 1 matchup after Thursday night. Mike Williams with 21. Does Cooper Kupp
See a lot of A.J. Terrell, probably so.
outscore
That wasn't your
Mike
question,
Williams
by the way.
21?
I think
Yeah,
yes, it does.
it's going against Atlanta.
Yeah.
But
AJ
they got a
Terrell is
core.
good.
I
They
mean,
do.
Who went to
Alabama.
Clemson?
Damn.
You're good, buddy. You're good.
I don't know.
It's like the same 3 or 4 schools.
where did Jalen Hurts go?
Alabama.
Oklahoma.
Huh?
He went to both. He transferred.
That was a trick.
That was a good one.
You guys doing that?
Got you.
That's like
Jeez.
Russell Wilson saying, Russell Wilson, whole pack of Badgers, because he went to the Wolfpack in
That's so
Wisconsin. Like, just say one.
I
God,
can't stand
zero
Russell
want
Wilson.
Russell Wilson. I'm trading him right now. After
That's
hearing
just
that.
stupid.
That's right.
I'm taking Dak back.
I'll take Dak back.
Yeah, take him and set him.
I don't know.
I hate that.
I
would
could
take
see
so
LA
much.
getting up crazy, and
See what Keenan Allen did.
if he doesn't score a touchdown in the first
Well,
half, I don't think he scores.
Yeah, that's tough.
He just walked around practice the day after I came out and just kept saying, hey, that's right. Mike Dub, that's right. Oh, man, that's smooth right there. That's right. Just making fun of Russell Wilson. That's pretty funny.
Brandon Cooks and Tyreek Hill.
Who'd y'all take in the cup matchup? I thought you were the one.
I'm taking Mike
I
Williams.
took
I'm going
Mike-
to take Cup.
I took Mike Dub.
I took Mike Dub.
I take Mike Dub too.
It's a tough call.
It is. I mean,
I don't feel like
Easily.
it's a stretch.
Brandon Cooks outscores Tyreek this week.
Yeah, I like that call too.
I don't. Tyreek, dude, they're finding ways to get him the ball, man. He had 14 targets last week, had 8
16
catches,
maybe?
98 yards. I feel good about Tyreek.
94.
Not sorry. I feel really good about Tyreek. I don't care if we're playing Baltimore or not.
Baltimore defense is nice.
But that Baltimore, though.
I think it's going to be creative with him. I like it. Who you like, Roberts?
Tyreek.
Who you got, Mike?
I love some Brandon Cooks, but I'm going Tyreek.
He's just explosive, dude.
Yeah,
It's just that's
He's one catch away from
You're right. Yeah.
12 fantasy points
Right.
or more.
Yes.
I'll take Tyreek because you talked me into it. But I do like Brandon Cooks. I think
No, I like Brandon Cooks. Brandon
Cooks
Cooks
had a
is
good
solid,
week.
dude.
Clear number one,
Mhm.
Davis Mills looks good, and I think he could be, easily a 15-point guy this week. But Tyreek, big play potential is like, it's hard to.
They're different receivers.
I almost want to say wash just because of that.
All right, well, I made
Okay,
that prediction.
Bold prediction.
Cooks outscores Hill by 7+.
Whoa! You went real bold, my man. I see it.
I don't know if y'all noticed my hatred for Tyreek Hill over the past couple of years on this podcast, and it
Right,
never
he's-
works
he's
out.
no longer with
It
the
never
Chiefs.
works out.
So you just
Double down.
Daggum right. 2 touchdowns.
Go big or go home, am I right?
All right, now
Yeah,
let's see.
I'll see y'all later. Bye.
Oh, y'all got to take over. My phone died.
What the
Oh,
hell?
no.
Okay. All right. Wide receiver 3 matchup. You got
I only got 8% on mine. So.
Devin Duvernay
Yeah.
versus Michael Thomas.
Michael Thomas.
Michael Thomas.
Michael Thomas.
Michael Thomas.
Trig.
Michael
Michael
Thomas.
Thomas.
Oh, Duvernay.
Michael Thomas.
Michael Thomas.
All
He
right.
said that while urinating.
From the Lou.
All right. So we're all squared away there. This will be interesting.
No, it's not. Saquon. Did you watch
Saquon
Carolina's
versus Derrick Henry.
defense? No.
Carolina's defense sucked
Yeah.
ass.
Did you watch
Saquon.
Carolina?
Weekend.
Did you watch
Saquon
Buffalo's
25.
defense?
Yeah, I
Buffalo's
did.
defense
Yeah.
looked
Buffalo's
freaking
defense-
good.
It's all about the matchups there. I think if the matchups were more
Flipped.
even or even, let's say even, because if flipped, then I think it's Derrick Henry's.
Right.
Okay.
If it was an even matchup, I think it's a fun conversation to have right now. But just on matchups,
I do like fun conversations.
Hey, Saquon 2 touchdowns.
Okay,
That's not bold.
question for you. It might be closer to the matchup.
And for
Whose
him,
quads are
that's
better?
his rookie year.
Saquon's or Derrick Henry's?
Whose quads are
AJ
bigger?
Dillon.
Yeah.
Oh,
Oh,
AJ
yeah,
does.
AJ
Quads-
does.
Quadzilla
All day long.
100%. But I'm not.
Well,
I'd
if
say
you-
Saquon, but
Yeah,
I think
if you were gonna say like
Henry-
upper body, Derrick Henry.
Oh, yeah,
Henry's
without question. I'm
just
just
bigger.
Yeah.
Which they
but
trained together
Saquon's
this
legs,
offseason.
man.
Yeah, Saquon.
Watch
Golly.
Saquon. This is- He's good.
I got a
Motor
bold
bus?
prediction.
bold prediction.
You got one.
Bodie!
Derrick Henry is not only going to outscore Saquon,
Whoa.
Tennessee's going to cover the spread
Okay.
because of Derrick Henry.
What is the spread?
Derrick
We
Henry
don't want them to know.
outscores
Under the radar, brother, under the radar.
Saquon.
Wow, Michael.
What's the spread?
You flying too
I
high,
don't
man.
care. I just didn't want to pick Tennessee to win out.
Hold on, I'll look it up.
And covers spread.
We'll look it up.
You looking up spread?
Trick Mike. Huh?
Can't throw curveballs like that in here, Mike.
Yeah, that was
That's a
curveball.
big curveball, man.
Okay.
All right, so what's the current spread? I'll type it in just in case my line moves.
Oh, yeah, I don't want it moving on me.
We'll say 5.5.
That's not.
It's got to be close to it.
Which game we talking about? The Monday night game?
Tennessee and Buffalo,
It's
right?
got to be
It says
11.
against the spread.
That's a
Opening
8.5.
line
I don't know.
9.5.
9.5.
Ooh.
I don't know how this spread.
I got you.
That's a pretty.
9.5?
Is it
That's-
open?
All right,
or
so
like a,
the spread being 9.5, that means in order if you put money on Buffalo, they have to win by 10.
Why
or
does
more,
sometimes it say minus, sometimes it say plus?
whichever team you're betting on. So if you bet on Buffalo
Plus.
money line, I think it's different odds.
Okay. Hey, I don't.
Well, anybody that was listening to the podcast not going to listen to it anymore. They don't know gambling.
I don't. All right, next. Running back 2 matchup, we have Leonard Fournette with a Q beside his name. Did we
He's
figure
good to
out-
go.
Did we figure out that, man?
But what is the Q?
Questionable.
I love having an inside guy.
Yeah. So
He's good
on
to go.
DraftKings, it's the spread's 10, and
I
then
was gonna say,
FanDuel
it's 10 on
9.5.
ESPN right
Just
now.
go
We'll
9.5.
go 9.5.
Got 9.
Caesar.
Because I
has
don't,
it
I
at
don't like
10.
the even ones where
It's
you can
about
put it
him.
and it can push.
Julius?
I don't like
Yes,
the push.
we don't want to
give,
push.
Give me half points.
I want to win.
We gotta get
Yeah,
one side
I
or the
feel
other.
really good about Tennessee not covering this spread.
Yeah.
I think Buffalo's gonna.
RB2, Leonard Fournette versus Miles Sanders.
I'll take Fournette.
I'll take Fournette.
It says you got a Q by Fournette, says you practice back-to-back days, so we think he's good to go.
He's good to
right?
go.
Okay.
Yeah, 40.
Inside guy. Hey, I like Fournette over Miles Sanders
But
anyway.
Brian,
I'm taking Miles Sanders.
Hey, he's a believer.
Look at him.
Dude, you're a bold guy.
Miles Sanders is that guy.
Sorry.
Oh, okay.
Stuff happening under
I
the
thought
table.
you undid the zip tie.
I think this next one's going to be the
Wasn't
key
much.
to whichever one of us wins. Whoever wins this matchup, I think wins it.
I can agree with
Tight
that.
end matchup: Dallas Goedert, Kyle Pitts.
Well, I think Kyle Pitts is going to be with
Part two.
Ramsey all week, so I'm going to take Goddard.
So do you think
Yeah, I don't think
Ramsey
they-
doesn't go on London? You think he sticks on
No.
Pitts?
Yeah, easily.
I mean, because Pitts does line up as a wide receiver,
Yes.
so it's.
Yeah, I think
Not that far
Ramsey's
of a
on
stretch.
Pitts.
I don't know.
But I don't know if y'all watched on Thursday night. Ramsey didn't chase Diggs across the
What's
formation,
his projection?
They're pretty much dead.
so he doesn't completely shadow.
If you're Atlanta, you got to find a way
He
to
had
get
19.
I'll say
yards
Pitts
against-
meets his
in a
projection.
scoring game.
Gotta
It
put
wasn't
it
like
so.
that was like a
I'll
7
take
to
Pitts.
10 finish.
No.
It wasn't at 27-24
I'm gonna take
last
Pitts
week
as
or
well.
something like that.
The Atlanta
taking
one?
Pitts.
Take Pitts as well.
Taking
Yeah,
Pitts.
I
You
think so,
taking
something.
Goddard. I don't know, man.
Again, I went back to that being a high scoring game, so I have to
You
Yeah.
have to stick.
yeah, stick with my guns.
Give me Kyle Pitts. I think he breaks a long touchdown on a busted coverage.
Whoa.
20-plus yard touchdown for Kyle Pitts.
prediction.
I've never
Just
talked
the
about
fact
him
you
on the
said
podcast
touchdown
before.
on Kyle Pitts. Is,
Yeah, I mean they're not playing in London.
I'm
Kyle
gonna
Pitts
take.
gets more
I'm
love
gonna
on
take
this
Goddard.
show than anyone else.
I know, and I can't
I want to take
stand
Goddard.
it. I
I'm
can't
gonna take
stand
Goddard because I think Goddard's gonna score. So I'm gonna take Goddard. Just one touch.
Okay.
Not. Yes, I'll take Goddard in that matchup. Oh, Brian, you did it.
I don't know what to do. I don't know what to do.
All right, so to the flex. Ooh, so you pick him up during the pod and you put him in your lineup.
Mhm.
Who is it?
Donovan Peoples-Jones
Peoples-Jones.
against David Montgomery. I don't
Who'd you
know.
take out? DK?
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't trust DK.
You want to trade him?
You'll try?
Yeah.
I sent you a trade for DK in my head, and then I clicked cancel. this
Just
morning.
send them. It's
But if
me.
you send it in your
It's
head,
me.
do you really
I
want to
really
hit
wish I'd
cancel?
sent the
I
one
sent
to
it
you
in my
last
head
week.
and then I didn't
I'm
send it.
glad you didn't.
It didn't travel
Because
down.
I had already
to
made my mind up.
That you were going to take
I was
it.
going to accept it.
I don't know, dude. I might take Peoples Jones because he saw a good amount of targets. Didn't
11
he?
targets last week.
Yeah, I think I'm taking Peoples Jones in that. I don't know what to do. I don't know what to do with David Montgomery other than just give him a shot.
Yeah.
When,
What did he do?
When the weather's
decent
good.
weather.
I
don't
agree
really
with
know.
you on that.
I got a bold call.
Montgomery was okay and Herbert was.
I got a bold call.
All right. Hold
Brandon
on.
Ayuk for
Are
2
you-
touchdowns. He needs to be in your flex
That's
spot.
JT's predictions.
God, Lee, you went big.
I'm
gotta
not
go
letting you
through.
log in on my phone.
He's big on Trey Lance. We do know that. So he's got
Dude, I've been thinking about putting Claypool there because he saw 6 rushes last week.
He's not going to score 2 touchdowns.
No, he's not going to score 2 touchdowns, but he did see 6 rushes out of the back.
Yeah.
So that's kind of interesting, especially with Najee and Teeter in a little
All right,
bit.
so you said Brandon Ayuk 2 TDs for Michael. All right.
Yes.
I don't know.
We went really
Look at
bold this
stats
week,
we
guys.
did
Last
last
week
week.
we were a little down.
We,
on
we
the
might
ball
be overcompensating.
Yeah, we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 19.
Well,
Excuse me.
technically JT only made 2. It was
No
just a
room for
different
it.
person's name entered in for the 2 touchdown thing.
I don't know, man. I mean, Devontae just
That's your
sucked
boy.
up every freaking target
What's
last
up?
week.
Renfro.
What about him?
Should he?
Should he play?
Yeah. Should he play
Over-
him?
I don't know what
Over
to do with
Montgomery?
my flex. I got
Yeah.
no clue doing my flex. You saying
I
Ayuk?
say Ayuk.
I will say this, Montgomery. Because,
Here's the one thing I'll say about
Now, if it was Montgomery
Renfro
Gentry-
against Arizona is they just gave
Well,
up 44.
Arizona's-
it's
To,
just
That's true.
Montgomery.
they were bad in the second. Their secondaries.
Arizona's entire
That's true.
defense is terrible because they don't have Chandler Jones anymore and JJ Watt's hurt.
Yeah.
Yeah, that is true.
I
I
think.
would go Winflow.
Yeah, home Winful.
Winfro, Ayuk. You don't need to tell me because we're playing each other.
I don't care what you do.
Now, if Swift doesn't play, if he re-aggravates whatever his injury is, would you
Then
throw in
Jamal
Jamal
Williams.
go in? Okay, I just asked.
Which I just picked him up, not knowing anything about DeAndre Swift about to be questioned. I just picked him up because he
He
saw
scored
11.
twice.
Saw 11 touches and
Hey,
scored
2
twice.
touchdowns.
So I was like, huh, if
And then
DeAndre Swift
Swift
gets
missed
hurt.
what? He missed what, a day of practice or 2 days?
6
of practice?
rushes for
Man,
8
he
yards.
missed-
That was a day for sure. I
Pollard?
think it might have been 2.
Huh?
6 rushes for 8 yards.
Pollard, yeah.
Yeah, he looked bad.
He
He
didn't
did
look
look
bad.
bad.
I mean,
It's
Zeke,
bad that Zeke looked better than him.
I got a question. All right, so
All
David
right.
Montgomery, he busts again this week. Well,
for
him.
how many more times
Oh,
are you? Is that okay?
I would
Who?
say, dude,
David Montgomery.
he's got like
Last
this
week we chalk up the game to the
I can't take anything away because again, he
Yeah.
had that much rain, and you know everybody knows that David Montgomery's known for his elusiveness.
yeah, right. I'll be the guy that had Chicago Bear offensive players last year.
Allen
Attacked pretty
Robinson, that's who
early,
he's referring to.
and you kept him in the lineup just thinking, hey, there's no way he's this bad, and it just kept going. So don't
Yeah,
don't
look,
keep him in there too long.
I don't know if I'm going to start him this week because round table discussion here. I don't know.
Talking about Miles Sanders last
I would
week.
probably
You know,
take Hunter Renfro over
Yeah.
Peoples Jones, but if it's what it is right now, I'll probably take Peoples Jones.
I'm taking Peoples Jones.
Yeah, over who's in there? I'm taking Peoples Jones, but you switch it up to Ayuk and.
Well, he had 2 touchdowns. Holy shit.
Ew. All right, defense
Hunter
battle
Renfro with over 15 fantasy points this week.
for who?
Hunter Renfro.
Hunter Renfro?
Over 15 fantasy. We needed 20.
We did need 20, didn't
So
we?
I had to make one. Got to do it. Got to do it.
Didn't want to do it, got to do it.
But God bless you.
All right.
It's not-
To the defense matchup, we have Buffalo playing Tennessee, taking Buffalo. New Orleans,
Just
Tampa.
stop Buffalo.
I'm starting New Orleans mainly because they play Carolina next week. I
Yes.
ain't dropping them.
Yeah.
And they did very well against Brady past 2 years in the regular season. So,
They did.
I think they're
And
undefeated.
they're low on receivers over there in Tampa.
yeah. Well, I'm taking Buffalo defensively. I mean, they seem to be pretty good.
They did just give up 24 to Atlanta, though.
Who, Buffalo?
No, New Orleans.
Oh, yeah, I know.
But New Orleans and Green Bay, week 1, don't trust them. They're terrible, and then they end up just turning it around. I don't know why. Past 3 or 4 years, New Orleans got blown out by somebody terrible last year.
I thought they,
Well, now they
I thought
beat
they
Green
blew
Bay
out
last
Green
year.
Bay.
It was
last
2
year.
years ago.
It was 2 years ago when Tampa Bay didn't have Brady. Was that 3 years ago, maybe?
Hey,
I
I've
don't
been
know.
3
They
because
got blown out.
this is Tom.
Yeah, won the championship.
That was Fitzpatrick when everybody thought Fitzpatrick was the fantasy MVP for a while, and then just
Oh,
ended
yeah.
up being terrible.
All right, so matchup of the week 2. Ryan, who you taking?
Man.
It's like we do this whole breaking it down.
Give me the
and we don't
JT.
pay attention to what we say.
Yeah, we really don't. All right, Ryan taking colder person out, aka the system. Jake's thinking. Or clearing his throat. Or maybe both. Steamboat Willie over here.
Throwback Mickey
I always
Mouse.
wanted to be his eyes looking at me.
He's officially just in, full comfort now.
Just wait. Oh, I was waiting for you. I already got my pick though. I'm going JT.
Trig Mike. If he starts Ayuk.
I'm gonna go with the big fella.
Which one?
He's bigger.
Yes.
Alright, you want to say ours on 3?
Yep.
1, 2, 3.
JT.
Brian.
That was cute. That was.
That's what we do.
Alright, so we got a split matchup of the week. 3 for JT, Michael, Brian, and Ryan. And Jake.
They said Titans running back not playing. I got upset for a second.
Oh.
Dontrell Hilliard.
Dontrell Hilliard.
Dontrell Hilliard.
Okay.
I was going to say for Derrick Henry. Just mark my bold prediction.
Alright, any more bold predictions? We got 20. We're going to make it 21? 21? 21?
How many ball predictions we got?
20.
We will go 4 for 16 in ball predictions.
Wait.
A bold
Is it
prediction
a bold
on the
prediction
bold
on the
predictions.
Yeah.
But
Well,
it wasn't
two of
even
those you've already got.
Well,
One's
that's
me and
true.
JT
I've got to
was
count my
wrong.
ball
4
prediction.
and 16?
4 right. 16.
Okay. Didn't it sound like 4 for 16?
That's what I thought you said
Okay.
too. 4 for
Me and
16.
you
I might
Oh,
have. But you like I was saying.
It's your birthday. You can say whatever you want.
Happy day.
And that's all we have here at the Fantasy Football 5. We will see you boys next week.
And girls.
Will we?
Y'all will.
And children.
Oh, tell them.
Maybe me. I don't know.
I think Ron started cutting.
Bye.